My name is Wes. I am your main host of the night. Just a few minutes late, as you do. What show goes on time all the time, am I right? Heck yeah. And I am brought to you by my co-host, Enfu. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody.
And special guest, first time on the podcast, episode 85's guest, ActorPat. How's it going?
Hello. How are you, residents of the Wesocracy?
So, you have quite a lot. Not everyone's about me is interesting. Yours, I just want to read it, just so everybody can get a vibe. Los Angeles-based actor, writer, gamer, and aspiring superhero.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I want to cover all of those for a moment.
Oh, God.
But first, probably to most people least important, but to me most important, what superhero do you aspire to be?
Oh my God, without a doubt, Captain America.
Ooh.
That's Chris Evans happens to be one of my favorite actors, just because he's funny, he's good looking, he's charming, seems to be a super nice guy in real life.
He does.
And within the MCU, Cap is my favorite. So back in the Civil War days, when it was like, are you Team Iron Man or Team Cap? 100% Team Cap.
I was on the opposite side. I was 100% on that opposite end.
They come together. It's all right.
So, you're in Los Angeles, wanting to be an actor. Now, we were talking before the show, and of course, with the pandemic, that's been a bit of a struggle. What are your long-term goals? What are you aiming? What's your end goal here?
That's a really good question, Wes. And it's something that I think a lot of actors struggle with every day. It's like, what am I doing here? What am I doing?
What are you even doing? Jeez.
Yeah. I've been in LA for a little over 12 years. Originally came out immediately after college, where I got a theater degree. So I love performing. I love comedy. My main generic goal was like, how do I make people laugh? So I guess super ultimate long-term goal would be to be on some kind of comedy TV show. One of my favorites would be like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Or voiceover work, especially now that we've been experimenting with Twitch in the pandemic. I feel like voiceover would be a really fun career too, because I love a lot of animated shows. One of my favorites is Avatar: The Last Airbender, which has recently seen a resurgence in popularity because of Netflix. So comedy TV and voiceover work would be the long-term stuff. And then depending on how long the MCU goes, maybe some kind of superhero role.
Heck yeah. I'm big into the superhero movies and the shows. I don't watch the animated shows really. I watch the Harley Quinn animated show because I watch it every Sunday. Because every Sunday on the Discord, me and Ritsu generally, it's open to everybody, but me and Ritsu are generally the two.
Nice.
We'll watch cartoons and anime, and Harley Quinn's one of those shows we'll watch. Avatar is actually one of the shows as well, where we're watching that from the beginning. That's been
Very
fun.
nice.
Yeah, Avatar holds up. That's the thing.
It does. It so does. And then I haven't rewatched Korra yet, but I know that's on Netflix as well. So you've got quite a long marathon potential.
Never watched it. Honestly.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like Dragon Ball Super. I love Dragon Ball Z, but I've yet to finish Dragon Ball Super. Not because I dislike it at all. I just have not found the time.
Now, as to a very inexperienced weeb, I'm only just recently discovering my inner weeb.
Ooh.
I have not watched any of the Dragon Ball series. Where do you start? Do you actually go with Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z, or do you just dive into Z because you've got hundreds of episodes to get through?
Here's my thing. And Info may have a different opinion, but as someone that is currently actively watching Dragon Ball from the beginning, which is Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball is so slow. Like, I'm talking like, okay, you introduce a couple characters.
Little kid Goku, right?
Yes. And it's like, you have so small amount of characters, and it takes a lot. To me, I love Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super filler, although that's not a popular thing. I think most people don't like filler, but I love it. But that's because you have so many characters that, like, of course I want to see these 30-plus characters interact. Dragon Ball, it's like 3 characters at most, Maybe a fourth is added for an episode to be that theme, but it's just it goes slow. But do I feel like you should skip Dragon Ball? I don't think so. I
just feel like that whole world has been a big missing puzzle piece in my nerddom.
Yes. I think you would enjoy Dragon Ball Z. I don't want to say avoid Dragon Ball, but it is very slow pace at first. I don't know if it gets better. I've not watched Dragon Ball the original in its entirety in over a decade, so it's hard for me to unbiasedly say. But Dragon Ball, we're like 7 episodes in. It's slow.
So I guess for both of you, if you could name one anime to recommend, because I really haven't seen many. I just finished Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, but the first one. And I've seen Cowboy Bebop and Neon Genesis. So those are really the only 3 that I've seen. If you could pick one, what do you think I should watch next?
One Piece.
Ooh.
One Piece. Okay.
It's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, it's going to be the longest journey of your life. Because One Piece is, I think, 900 episodes deep at this point. It might even be more than that. But
and let me tell you, not to interrupt him, Phil, but to interrupt him, Phil. There are 900 episodes in, and the story that they promote the show as, they're still going on that journey. They've not completed the journey from episode 1. We're 900 episodes in, and it's not done. They're still going.
I actually have a comment on that. About 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't remember the exact time period, but actually, everyone who is like subscribed to Crunchy, well, not subscribed, but like,
Sure.
they have an account set up with Crunchyroll. They actually did a interview with the guy who made One Piece. His name is Oda. Okay, we are 900 episodes in, maybe more at this point, and he said that One Piece still at minimum has another 5 years left before it's done.
And how many episodes do they put out a year?
There's a episode every week.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't know if COVID's affected it, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not super big into anime myself. Like, I'm not like super weeby either. I've only seen a handful. I do have some recommendations for you that I will definitely tell you to check out. But in terms of actually watching it, I like to read, and so I prefer the manga to the anime, because sure. I stay in the car.
The weeb equivalent of you should read the book, not watch the movie.
Not necessarily. I personally would say do whichever one you want. To me, it doesn't matter. I only prefer the manga to the anime because I'm in the car a lot, and it's a whole lot easier to read a chapter and then like just close your phone out, put it back in your pocket in between like getting in and out of the stores, doing whatever you're doing and stuff like that, instead of having to pause and unpause, pause and unpause, and trying to figure out what's going on in each scene and stuff like that. It's much easier to just read a page, close your phone, put it back in your pocket, and go about your day. When you get back in the car to sit down for a moment, pick it back up, read the next little bit, close it back out, put your phone back in your pocket or whatever,
Easy peasy.
Yeah, much easier. But I would definitely recommend One Piece. It's pirate themed. Pirates are badass. It's 100. Yeah. I 100% would always 10 out of 10 recommend One Piece. As for the whole Dragon Ball thing, personally, I'm going to go ahead and say skip it. It is
okay. We got a DB is slow, and go ahead and skip it. So sounding like I should just start with Z.
See, okay, so here's the thing about Dragon Ball. And I 100% support everything Wes said when he said it was slow. That is some of the slowest shit I've ever had to sit through, ever. Like,
nothing's happened in 7 episodes.
And dude, so Dragon Ball is infamously known, like, for the Namek scene or whatever, where it's like Namek will blow up in 5 minutes, and it took fucking like weeks, months to like actually like back when it was airing to get through that. And it was known for like the longest 5 minutes in history. Well, Dragon Ball as a whole is just it's like that 5 minute Namek, but like that's just the whole series itself. Yeah. It's 5 minutes that doesn't ever end. and it's just I personally don't. If you really, really, my personal advice: start at Z, watch your Dragon Ball Z, and if you really, for whatever reason, end up really liking those characters more than even Toriyama himself was intended for you to really like, because Goku's an airhead, Vegeta's pretty cool, Goku's a cheater, and then your other characters are there. Krillin's the punching bag for everybody, and then they have the cool green guy Piccolo, and that's all he is. He's the cool green guy. And then they have Yamcha, which is the series running joke. I swear to God, he is. I don't know if they intended him to be that way. That too. So you got all these things going on in Dragon Ball. The characters are very lovable characters, but at the end of the day, it's literally I'm gonna punch you. How dare I'm gonna punch you back? How dare I'm gonna power up and punch you even harder? And that's pretty much how it goes until someone's like, ugh, and defeated. And so if you really, really like Dragon Ball Z enough to where you really need the backstory of these characters, then go back and watch Dragon Ball. But I would say start at Z just to see how you're even going to like it, because I would really hate for you to like start on Dragon Ball, try and get invested on these characters, realize that, like I said, it's the longest 5 minutes in existence, and go fuck, and then just quit the series out, because Z and Super are really fantastic. Dragon Ball itself is not.
Okay.
And GT is a controversial bag that some people will say to avoid, some people will say not to avoid. GT, I mean, I think I haven't watched GT as an adult, so I don't want to make an educated opinion, but I think give it a chance if you're really digging it and you're looking for something before you watch Super. But keep in mind, nothing that happens in it matters, because Dragon Ball Super pretty much erased it from existence.
Doesn't matter.
Super was pretty much made to just get rid of GT, because the person that made Dragon Ball Z did not appreciate GT. So, yeah.
I always appreciate a retcon. Didn't happen.
Yep. I mean, Dragon Ball Super, not to spoil anything specifically, just...
It's okay. It's going to be
quite a number
before I ever get there.
It did quite a number on, like, the ending of Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Super was not supposed to happen. Dragon Ball Z was supposed to be it. So, Dragon Ball Super even existing messes with things a little bit.
Yeah, and I remember that when Super come out, Toriyama literally his whole premise of it at the time, and he said this in multiple interviews. I'd have to go back and find them, but he said it multiple times. The only reason he's even coming back to make Super was to get rid of GT, because he hated it so much. Like, that's literally Super's whole premise, is to erase the existence of GT.
I just like the guy sitting there in the chair and he sees it on TV and he's like, what? No. And he's like, hold my beer. I gotta go make another series.
Yeah, like, he's like, what the fuck have they done with my characters? What is it? It's like, no, I can't. No, we're coming out of time, but right the fuck now, we're fixing it.
Yeah, I love that. But
Wes,
my recommendation for you, outside of Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball Z is fantastic. I definitely think you should watch it. One I would pitch outside of it, though, is like, there's an anime called Sword Art Online.
Oh,
and it's the premise is like, okay, in the real world, in this world, you have virtual reality, except this is much more cooler than our virtual reality, in which when you put on the headset, it puts you completely inside the game. You are controlling that character, and the premise of it is that the person that made it has made it to where you can't get out. And so now you're playing in that game, in the virtual reality, with your own life on the line. Because if you die in the game, you die in real life. And if someone takes off your headset, it has the thing that will kill you, regardless. So you have no way to escape except to beat the game.
Okay. So we got DBZ in general, and then One Piece and Sword Art Online.
Yes.
To help expand my weeby journey.
Yes, because Sword Art Online, to me, I thought it was a good recommendation because, one, it's a gaming anime-ish, so it makes sense.
I'm seeing that guy Drew says you can skip Bleach.
Yes.
No one likes Bleach.
If you want,
Oh, Drewski's in chat, huh?
yes, you have Drew and Rose in the chat.
Hello, Drew and Rose.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, so Drew is probably the biggest weeb I know. Like I love the dude. He is my homie. And if you need anything anime related, that man has you covered.
Oh no, and Bill Up, no, don't do that.
If you want superhero animes, My Hero Academia and One Punch Man, I enjoy both of those.
Yes, one of my good friends in real life is dying to get as many people to watch My Hero as possible. So I've heard nothing but good things. I've seen some of it. I've seen part of the first season, and I do like it. I just haven't gotten around to finishing it.
I've never seen My Hero. I didn't like One Punch Man. I gotta be upfront. I didn't like One Punch Man. I don't know. There was just something about it. I think because to me, One Punch Man is one of those where it's supposed to be like comical. You're not supposed to take it seriously in any shape or form. And I think that's the premise of it. I can't really tell what they was going for with it. I don't really know. And it's like, I can't really vibe with it because I can't tell what they was trying to do. I can't tell if it's supposed to be jokey or serious, or I can't really tell what vibe they're trying to go with it. And it didn't, I don't know. It doesn't go for me much.
I think, I don't know, you gave it a, I feel like you made it to rewatch it and feel like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like, One Punch Man himself is not, he does it for fun. He does it all for fun. He doesn't actively care. He's just doing it for fun. And he wants to find someone that can challenge him.
Like a million push-ups or something, and that's why he's One Punch Man.
And like, this is a guy that legitimately, one punch, if he does an actual punch on you, you are dead. You will probably explode. You're done. So, no fight's a challenge to him, and he wants to find that challenge. That is something he wants. He's looking for it. But he's not really he's the main person of the show, technically. We have a bunch of other characters that, you know, they bring in to try and make it more interesting, because obviously you can't just have every episode be, oh, look at this new villain! How's the episode gonna end? One punch! You know. One Punch Man isn't for everyone, but I enjoy it. And I was very skeptical.
Not to switch gears too much here, but I see about 1 million tabs open in our shared screen. What do we got today?
All right, so I want to kick things off with some debates. You know, the best way, I feel like the best thing to really liven up people and to make sure that we're all in it to win it is some good debate. So, these all come from the 10th dentist, for those 1 in 10 dentists who, for whatever reason, don't recommend Colgate or whatever brand, opinion, or belief you hold. So, pretty much, we are looking at these to decide if they are the unpopular opinion they are thriving to be. So we have this first person, turn up the tune-up. Turn up, not tune-up. Said that I think a nice pair of jeans is more comfy than sweatpants. I don't know what it is, but something about the feel of denim on your skin is so great. Sweatpants feel too flowy and loose. They're not uncomfortable by any means, but they just don't quite give me the same feeling. It's kind of like being tucked in versus sleeping in a bed with loose sheets. I don't know why, but for some reason, the restriction actually enhances the experience. Wow. Okay, first off, this person, they didn't only lose me in their initial thing. I hate jeans. I've not worn jeans in like a decade. I don't like them. I wear sweatpants all the time. Well, now I wear shorts because it's summer, but same thing. And you lost me there. And then you doubled down on losing me by saying, I'd rather be tucked in than loose sheets. Are you kidding me right now, though? No.
And I love that he's got over 100 upvotes on this. So there's at least 100 people that agree.
73% of people upvoted it, which technically the upvotes means it's an unpopular opinion that they don't agree.
Oh, got it.
Yes, okay. That's how the subreddit works. If they upvote, they disagreed with it.
Got it. Well, that makes sense because I am with you, and like the second I cannot be wearing pants, I would rather not be wearing pants.
Exactly.
Particularly jeans. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, who doesn't like wearing sweatpants? Obviously, yes. Do you look better in jeans? Probably.
Debatable. I think not.
Debatable.
You have more
then,
color
debatable.
options to look more customizable with sweatpants.
It's true. It's true. But in terms of comfort, I don't think there's any debate at all. Like, how can anybody think that jeans are more comfortable? However, Bill Op in chat is saying me. There's
They're too
so we
hot.
have some people in chat agreeing jeans are great because sweatpants are too hot. Okay.
You know, I will agree that sweats are hotter, but you can go without jeans without wearing sweatpants. Like I wore jogging pants until I couldn't anymore. There's athletic pants. These are not as warm as sweatpants. So you could wear like a jogging pant, athletic pants. That doesn't mean you're an athlete now. That just means you're wearing comfortable shit.
Yep.
So,
100%.
You know.
Well, we got a couple people in chat prefer jeans over sweats. And then Honey Rose has made the comment, "Oh, this is the perfect question for Infu because he never wears pants or shirts."
And Food is not wearing a shirt right now.
I'm not. I actually have the biggest brain IQ play for everybody out there, and I just go shirtless and wear shorts year round. I don't wear a shirt year round, and I don't. I only wear shorts. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It could be snowing and below freezing outside, and I'm still going to go shirtless and wear my shorts. It doesn't matter.
The ultimate comfort.
Yeah, like cold bounces off of me and heat bounces off me. So like, the elements don't affect me. So fuck it. I'm just not going to wear clothing.
Hey, there's your superpower. The elements don't affect me. I love it.
I am baffled that this has become such a debate in the chat.
Yeah. I thought this was
it's
gonna
like
be
50-50. I thought this would be a slam dunk opener, but no.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be okay, that tab's done. Debate settled.
Some topics are like that. Sometimes it's immediately over, but this is actually a fight.
Now I have wore sweatpants before, and I've wore jeans like one time, and I personally have this theory that Satan himself made jeans because of how horrible they are.
Agreed.
They are actually just the worst thing in existence.
Well, denim 5 letters and Satan 5 letters. So
True.
There you go. Piece it all together.
And I'd also like to point out, I have eczema, so certain clothing, like sometimes it's color dyes. Sometimes that'll do it for me. Jeans make me itchy, so I would not wear jeans. If the option was jeans or nothing, can't go with jeans.
100% nothing.
It sounds like Nerf for nothing.
It's Nerf for nothing.
So, overall, I feel like we overall agree that this person is unpopular opinion. The chat, however, seems to be about 50-50 on the matter. So, I feel like we have more votes that it's an unpopular opinion, but this is actually one of those debates where it's actually a debate, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to give this person a good up vote. They're going to get the good up vote, and hopefully the debate can continue with other people. Also, apparently, I closed the wrong tab. That's pretty good. Don't know how that happens, but, Oh, it's actually open twice. JK. Okay, fair.
Nope, all we're talking about tonight is sweatpants.
Yeah, all we're talking about is sweatpants going forward, Okay, so this person's name, I don't even know how to begin to say their name. At all.
Yeah, I don't know. SCI. Cyrifascius?
Sure, we'll go with that. They said mayonnaise is the most disgusting food ever. Not just condiment, food. I really loves eggs and vinegar. That said, I don't know why the sauce made from them is so revolting. I hate it. The smell, the texture, and most of all, the taste. It's disgustingly creamy and slimy, and it makes everything feel way too rich. I gag walking past the mayo section in the condiment aisle. I hate it in all forms. I won't eat whatever the hell that is. Any sort of
aioli.
salad. Aioli? What is that?
I've never heard the plural aiolis. It's usually, I don't know. Yeah, it's just kind of a dressing / sauce. I don't know what you would call it, but yeah, it's just you can like baste things in aioli. Like usually it's like a garlic aioli.
Any
Pretty
sort of salad, like potato, tuna, macaroni. Macaroni salad? What? Okay. Sure, you consider that a salad, I guess. Or any sandwich is touched. I understand in theory why it's put on BLTs, which are great, by the way. BLTs are great. It's to counteract the dryness and crunch, but BLTs and any other sandwich with mayonnaise on it are far better with mashed avocado thinly spread on it. And yes, I feel the same way about Miracle Whip, avocado, mayo, veganese, etc. So, once again, we have a debate going on in the chat.
I know, it's already blown up.
We have CJ with the mayo is gross. We have Rose with mayonnaise is delicious. We have Bill with I didn't like mayo as a kid, but I think that's because my dad always brought Miracle Whip and called it mayo. And so I take it Bill didn't like it as a kid, but he likes it now.
Sounds like. I will agree with chat. I don't think Miracle Whip is disgusting, but it's certainly, I will always take mayo over Miracle Whip.
Bill tolerates it.
I tolerate it, yes.
I've never had Miracle Whip, but as far as mayonnaise itself goes, there's only a couple things that I actually like to put it on.
Okay.
One of them is a banana sandwich, which I'm sure I'm gonna get flamed for, but like mayonnaise, just a little bit of mayonnaise, like take a banana, slice it up, and put some mayo on it. It's actually really good.
I have never tried that, and I'm going to do it for science later.
Bill up with the fucking foo.
Yeah, I mean, don't knock it till you try it, you motherfuckers. But
wow,
it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent.
Is it literally bread, banana, mayo, bread?
Yes, that's all it is. And you're not going to make the banana swim in it either. You literally just put the banana on your bread, take a little bit of mayo, just enough to kind of cover over it, kind of like you would anything else, just enough to your liking, and then you just put another piece of bread on it. It gives it flavoring, and I think it's really good. Mayo,
I like bananas, and I enjoy mayo on certain things, so why not? Let's give it a shot.
I think you'll enjoy it. It's definite. I definitely will go on a limb here and say that it is a more southern thing, because I've noticed that a lot of Northerners, in general, haven't really ever that's not something they've tried, and even people on the good old not East Coast, so pretty much everywhere else. Is also told me before, they're like, y'all have never tried it.
Yeah, first I'm hearing of it.
Actually, it wasn't that long ago that Dale Earnhardt Jr., the NASCAR driver, they actually did an interview with him talking about one of his favorite foods, and he said a banana sandwich with mayo on it. And I know that people's flipping shit, and then after that happened, there's a lot of people tried it, and then I remember the popularity of it shot up because everyone's like, yo, what the fuck is this concoction? So
the stonks meme for mayo and bananas.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's I definitely want to say don't knock it until you try it. At least try it once just to see if you like it or not. And then if you don't like it, obviously you don't like it, but I think you'd be surprised. It's pretty decent.
What do you think, Wes? Is mayo thumbs up or thumbs down in general, whether it's on bananas or not?
I am the person that puts okay. So you have your sandwich, right? You have both sides of the bread. I put mayo on both sides, and I put a lot of mayo on both sides. So, okay. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I make unhealthy life decisions. You should, if you're trying to calories in, calories out, that's way too many calories of mayo on your sandwich.
So for both you guys, chat has been blowing up about a related condiment, ranch. If you like mayo, do you also like ranch, or do you like one or the other?
I don't like ranch.
Okay.
See, ironically speaking, ranch is also another one of those things where I only like on certain foods, and none of them are things.
Please don't let me. I don't think banana ranch sandwich will work. But
oh no, it ain't bananas. It is 100% not bananas. But so ranch and pizza goes good together, in my opinion.
Hell yes on that. Anybody that disagrees, you got to try it again.
It makes sense.
So ranch and chicken tenders or chicken nuggets goes really good together.
Mm-hmm. That's I feel like that's the ranch food is chicken strips or nuggets.
Dude, ranch and chicken just go so good together. It's wild. And then ranch with fries goes really good together.
I'll do that.
But oddly enough, I don't like it on salads. The thing is supposed to go, I don't like it on those.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I do agree with the Redditor that instead of mayo, put avocado if you can. If you've got avocado, that
What?
I enjoy more than mayo.
What's the difference and
also-
why is it better?
It's also that other meme. Why not both?
Yeah, why not
But,
both?
But avocado, I feel, is one. I just like the flavor a little bit better. Not that I don't like mayo, because I do. I'm with Wes. I'll put maybe not as much, but I do put it on both sides of the bread. I do. I'll put it on burgers. I'll put it on most sandwiches. I'm trying to think what else I put mayo on. I guess I've heard what is it in Europe? Instead of dipping fries in ranch, you can dip your fries in mayo.
Now, there is a dipping sauce that you can make,
Mhm.
and I have done it before. Some people are going to disagree with it, but it works very well for like chicken and fries. And what you do is you take a little bit of mayo, just a little bit, and put it in like a bowl, and then you put ketchup and you mix them together, and it will make
like a Thousand Island.
Yeah, it will make it'll make a pretty solid dipping sauce if you mix them together.
Okay, here's a food take that may cost something. I don't like ketchup.
Okay.
I don't get it.
I rarely eat it. I almost like if it's not like if it's not on something that I didn't know when I order it or something, I'll eat it. But I never put it on things, man, like myself. So I'm with you there.
Anything that you could put ketchup on, I'd rather have honey mustard on.
Same.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I think we're unified on that one.
Oddly enough, I don't
agrees, but let's see.
I don't like ketchup by itself, and for most things, I won't put ketchup on. I do like ketchup and corn dogs. I think ketchup goes with corn dogs kind of okay, and I like ketchup on burgers. But like honestly, if I want to have ketchup, I would rather mix it with something else to give it a different flavor altogether. Like to me, ketchup is more for mixing together with other things. And that's where it's good. That's what it's good for. Otherwise, ketchup sucks.
Now, what I will say I agree with is mayonnaise by itself does not taste good to me. I could agree with that. I don't think mayonnaise by itself is something you'd like consume.
Oh, yeah, like,
I wouldn't be like, let me get a snack of mayonnaise.
Dip a spoon in my jar. Well, that's that prank. You put you empty a mayo jar and put vanilla pudding in it, and then like walk around making it look like you're doing that.
Yeah, I would agree that that's not good. I would not do that at all. That would be bad.
If I see someone go and open up a mayonnaise jar that I knew was mayonnaise and they just took like a glob of it and put it in a bowl and started eating it, I'd probably call them a psychopath, realistically.
I knew a kid growing up that one of their favorite sandwiches was a Miracle Whip sandwich. It was just bread, about an inch of Miracle Whip, and then bread. And it's like, I don't know about that, but to each their own.
My dad, he likes to make tomato sandwiches where he'll take slices of tomato, a couple slices of tomato, and he'll put it on bread, and he'll take some mayo and put it over top of the tomato and eat it that way with some pepper.
Sure, I can see that though, because it's like, I don't know, that's almost it's missing two ingredients, but it's a BLT without the lettuce and bacon.
Yeah,
BLTs are great.
Yeah, BLTs are pretty good. That sounds really good right now.
I know, right? The problem lately is like it's hard to find good lettuce around me nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah, it just goes bad too quick. And for me, I'm one of those people, the moment I see any brown, over it, don't want it.
I'm out.
Yep, I'm out. If I can see it, too much. But I get in my own head about it. Go ahead.
Honey Rose says tomato sandwiches are really good. And then Drewski is adding mustard into the mix, saying mustard is the superior condiment.
Just normal mustard?
I think we'll agree if you're adding the prefix of honey to that. But,
normal mustard is probably, I want to say, the worst of them all. I can't stand mustard at all.
I don't like mustard. I do like normal mustard. Again, I won't typically put it on things myself, but if it's on it, I'll eat it.
I like deli mustard and I like honey mustard, but just straight yellow mustard can fuck off. It's so not good.
I'm with you, honey. I could probably eat that. I think that wouldn't be bad. They are suggesting toast the bread a little with a tomato sandwich. Toast the bread a little and put some mustard.
See, I don't like tomatoes really, so that's one of the reasons why my dad likes it, but I don't. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes. It's like the flavor of it mixed, like, I think it's like the flavor mixed with like how much juice is in tomatoes. Like, it's just, to me, it's just too, the flavor of a tomato is just too overwhelming, because every time you bite into it, you just get this like big old mouthful of like tomato juice itself. And it's like, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's just too much flavor, too much tomato for me. I can't do it.
Yeah, I know a couple of people that can do tomatoes like apples. They just literally just eat the tomato. It's not tomato slices. It's not on stuff. It's just, yeah, I'm just having a tomato.
My sister does that. She will eat tomatoes like they're apples, and we'll buy the the little tomato, I think that's what they're called. They're like the little tomatoes that you put in salads. They're very little ones.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the tomatillo or tomatillo.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know how you pronounce it if I'm being honest, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the little ones.
Real quick, coming to the defense of Mystic Crow in chat, I used to do that when I was a kid. Hell yeah, to peanut butter Dorito sandwiches.
Wow.
Never tried it.
Yep, that's you're gonna have the worst stank breath of all time, but it's delicious.
I've never tried it.
For the video's sake, I should point out that for some reason, my chat stopped working for a few minutes and the chat's no longer on screen. I have no idea why. I've tried refreshing it. I can see the chat actively go now, but it does not show up on stream. I will continue to work on fixing that, but I have no idea why it's doing that. Just saying.
I like the Drewski about the peanut butter Dorito sandwich. Just, I'm not mad, just more intrigued.
It's like, why would you do such a thing? Let's get to the bottom of this.
It's the banana sandwich. I'm curious now.
Let me go see if I have Doritos. I will make one of these if I do. Hold on.
Do it. I'd love that. Can I ask Pat a question that completely is irrelevant to everything that's going on? What do you think, Pat? Can he?
Fire away. I don't guarantee any intelligent answer, but I will attempt.
Ooh, I can't wait. What is this question going to be? It's going to be an A+ question. While Bill asked that question, I think we disagreed with this person that mayonnaise is not the most disgusting food ever. Some of the chat did.
Right?
What?
In this Reddit, you said we need to upvote it because we disagree.
That'd be an upvote. But I think that's where we land, right? So Bill asked, you stream a lot of Zelda games. What is your favorite one? That's a good question. That's what I was going to ask later. What is your favorite Zelda game?
Tough call. For those that don't know my stream, I am a variety streamer, but I am currently going through the entire Zelda catalog. Literally every Zelda game ever, including all the weird stuff people haven't heard of or played. There's a couple games that are only in Japan that are based on the character Tingle. There's a couple games on a failed video game system called the Philips CDI. We're playing those. So I like to think I have a pretty extensive Zelda experience. Overall, if I have to pick one, gun to my head, favorite Zelda, probably cliche answer, but Breath of the Wild. I do like Breath of the Wild a lot. And today, this morning, they announced the prequel to Breath of the Wild, and it's coming out in November. Ooh. So if you like Breath of the Wild, there is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Did they do a trailer for that?
Mm-hmm. And I am very hype. And if we end up watching that later today, we can chat that. But yes, they announced a prequel to Breath of the Wild today, which is amazing. Let's see. Honey Rose says, not Faces of Evil in the Wand of Ganon. Yep, we played Faces of Evil. It is pretty horrific. Sadly, I will say to the CDI games, their soundtrack is a bop. It is really good. I feel so bad for the composers on that game because they poured their heart and soul into some really good music on this really, really shitty game.
Ooh.
But yes, short answer so we can get back to the other ones. I'll say Breath of the Wild, gun to my head, but I do like other ones. So
to keep it on Zelda for a minute, though, did you play the Minish Cap? Because I recently played the Minish Cap. Have you gotten to that one yet?
Mm-hmm.
That was my first Zelda game that I started and completed.
Sure.
And I feel like I don't know if the other Zelda games are like that. As I said, that was my first one.
Yeah, it's an interesting first one.
I enjoyed it overall, but at times they just made me feel so stupid. and like there are some things in the Minish Cap I really do feel like you're expected to have Zelda logic to be able to do it. Otherwise, how would you reasonably come to that conclusion?
There is 100% a Zelda logic that you develop as you play, and you're like, oh, I know this because I've done it 100 times across the other 15 games we've played so far. So if it's your first Zelda, it's interesting that you're experiencing those.
Because there's some things it's like, pretty much, I feel like what the game expects you to do for a new player, you know, everything you possibly have, try that on literally everything.
On everything. And
Yeah,
just keep going.
Literally
Keep going.
everything. And if you...
Quick, Drewski, prior to Breath of the Wild, Link to the Past would probably be my answer.
Ooh.
And
do we all hate Zelda 2?
do we all hate Zelda 2, or is it just me? Prior to the CDI games, Zelda 2 is my least favorite. It is the bottom for me. Like, well, I mean, then the unofficial games that were not canon, but yeah, Zelda 2 is pretty. I think I might be in the minority on that, but
Ooh. Hard to say. Yeah, I've only played the Minish Cap, and I'm okay as a Zelda person. Cause I think it's fair to say you are kind of a Zelda person at this point. What game would you recommend me do next if I struggled a lot with the logic of Minish Cap?
Minish Cap's. I liked the game. I guess my disclaimer for all of my opinions on Zelda games is that I am currently in playing all the Zelda games. We're trying to 100% them. And I have my definitions of 100%ing them, but we're getting absolutely every item, absolutely every, explore everything, and trying to get 0 deaths. We've been successful in like 90% of our games. I died in Twilight Princess Hero mode and Cadence of Hyrule and Faces of Evil. Faces of Evil I'm not going to count because it's garbage. But so when I am judging them, it is on my enjoyment and ability to complete 100%. So me hating Zelda 2 is coming at it from let's 100% it mentality and let's not die mentality. If it's just enjoy the game, play it as you will, die left and right, and just get through the story, it's not that bad. It's pretty fun otherwise. But trying to 100% no death it is no bueno. And that's kind of what I felt. I enjoy Minish Cap. I would say it's probably in the upper half of Zelda's, but I didn't like, in terms of 100%ing it, the kin stones, those little medallions that you had to fuse with everybody, because there are so many. There's so many.
You know what I did enjoy with that though? I don't know how you. I thought you were gonna say that instead of the kin stones. I enjoyed the figurine. I enjoyed that game.
Okay.
Because for me, I'd struggle with like a dungeon and I just need to decompress. So I'd go over to that fucking machine and we just, new figurine. Nope.
And that one, it's I didn't mind the figurines so much because at least you had a degree of control over it. Yeah. I mean, it's still RNG and you had to luck out and get it, but it's like, cool, I just need to go earn some more stuff and come back and play more, and I'll eventually get them all. But it's just those, I don't know, those kinstones, man, or for me, it was just like, ugh. What were you saying? But the next Zelda you should do, I mean, if you have any interest in, do you have access or do you have a Nintendo Switch?
I'm not sure if I could. I do not own one.
Okay, I was going to say, because Breath of the Wild would probably be like, just so that way you could potentially, if you enjoy it, be ready for Breath of the Wild 2 next year.
Nintendo Switch is that console that really, if I had money to blow, I'd probably get it, because I've never felt like I needed to own a Nintendo console until the Switch. The Switch has changed that, and it's like, man, I feel like I'm actually missing stuff now.
Then sans Switch, I would say, like, pinnacle, like, Zelda experience, like the base formula Zelda that, like, everything is based off of, I would say go for Link to the Past on Super Nintendo. whether that be on an official way or not, that we can ever say the E-word emulator. I'm not saying it, but there's
Hey, emulation
emulation.
Emulation
No.
is an okay thing. It's when you're using
That's
those
true.
nasty
Emulate
ROMs. ROMs
Emulate
are bad.
stores, yeah, are fine.
Yeah,
But you know, however you might play A Link to the Past, it is a very classic must-play Zelda game. Then after that, I would say Ocarina of Time, just so you know, because that I think is a lot of people's first Zelda experience.
yeah. That's what I was considering doing as my first, but Billab does a game club every month, and Minish Cap was one on the lineup, and I'm like, you know, I'm looking at it. I don't think it looks terrible, so yeah, we'll do it. I'll do it for my first Zelda, and I did, and I beat it. So,
I'm glad you've started the Zelda journey, and I hope that you'll continue.
I'm sure I will. So, next up
What's
from
next?
Lorne Malvo, with some underscores. Keep in mind, gotta have the underscores. Forrest Gump is a bad movie, and Tom Hanks is a mediocre actor at best. He plays the same everyday man turned hero in every movie. Now, I want to start this off by saying I completely agree with half of this. I don't have an opinion on Tom Hanks. I don't keep up with most specific actors, especially like Tom Hanks. Do not have a thought on that. Forrest Gump, I think it's a bad movie, not for the movie itself, not for the actual movie itself, but living in the South, we've had to watch it in school, and I've seen people's reactions to it, and the things they laugh at is fucked up. And so I don't like Forrest Gump. I do not like Napoleon Dynamite. The things I've seen people laugh at in those movies are fucked up, and no.
Now, are you saying that it's the subject matter that is being laughed at in the film is what, like, the fact that you're laughing at it is messed up, or is the subject matter messed up?
People laughing at certain things about those movies are messed up, and I don't like seeing it. So I'm not a Forrest Gump or Napoleon Dynamite person.
Got it. I won't say it's like a bad movie, I guess, but it's also, I watched it the one time that to know what Forrest Gump is, and I've never watched it again. Like, it's not for me, like, kind of a definition of what is a good movie. So not necessarily what's a bad movie, but what is a good movie? Do I want to ever watch it again? Like, or is it a one and done? And I do think Forrest Gump is a one and done. Like, I have no interest or desire to ever watch it again. And so I don't think it qualifies as a good movie, but I don't know. It's subjective. It's not my taste, I guess.
And what about Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks, however, I think is a delight. I can't speak on what his personal life is, Mystic Crow, but I don't know, to the Redditor's comment about plays the same everyday man turned hero in every movie, you can say that about a lot of actors, though.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, I don't think that's a good dig.
Orlando Bloom is Orlando Bloom in every movie. The only way he's in Lord of the Rings is because he's got long hair and it looks like an elf. Yes. But otherwise, he's still Orlando Bloom. Or Johnny Depp. In the last 10 movies Johnny Depp has done, he's always from Willy Wonka forward. He's been or Pirates of the Caribbean forward. He is Jack Sparrow in every movie. He's the quirky, Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. No. I enjoy a lot of their works, and that is one of the things about Hollywood is that you find your niche. And then you milk that until you then can produce your own movies to be whatever role you want. But in the meantime, it's like, oh, hey, you want to book the everyday hero? Yeah, Tom Hanks is your guy. But that said, same thing. I've only seen a handful of Tom Hanks movies. I enjoy him as far as I'm aware. And from a couple friend accounts, he's one of the nicest people that they've met in Hollywood, that he goes out of his way to, make sure people are taken care of and are feeling welcome and comfortable on set. So I don't know.
Very
But
fair.
I would agree. Forrest Gump, bad movie, yes. Tom Hanks, mediocre actor, no.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta go with it. How about you, Info? How you feeling?
I mean, I've never seen Forrest Gump all the way through, but I thought it was an okay movie. As far as Tom Hanks himself goes, I mean, I don't know. I've never really seen a movie that he's been in that's wowed me. So I mean, I'm not going to say he's mediocre, but he's definitely not the kind of actor that I'm going to seek out to see every movie he's in, because he just doesn't do anything to impress me. And it might just be the type of movies that he plays in himself. Like they might not be for me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
I've
got
heard
like
he's a really good person though.
trying to think of some like major ones just to for your guys' opinion. There's Apollo 13 is one that I do really like. Then Castaway was entirely him. Like he is the movie, him and the volleyball. What else? You've got a couple rom-coms. Like when he was younger, you got Sleepless in Seattle. Splash was a big one when he was younger. Yeah, so I don't know what everyone's opinions on those movies are, but he's got a lot. He's got a huge filmography. So
For sure.
The Burbs. That's right. Yeah, but
That seems to be about the consensus. I have not watched most Tom Hanks movies. They're not really ones that super interest me. But I'm not a super movie person, so that's why I don't want to comment about Tom Hanks himself. Haven't watched enough Tom Hanks movies, so I'm not going to judge him. But
Tom Hanks, if you're watching this someday for whatever reason, I would love to work with you. There you go.
Ooh. What all actors would you, in a perfect world, like to work with?
Oh, man. Well, just because I'm a big MCU fanboy, I mean, any of the MCU cast.
Ooh.
Again, like I said, Chris Evans is one of my favorites. I would say I would go more the director angle. I really love Edgar Wright. He did Scott Pilgrim versus the World, World's End, Shaun of the Dead, and Hot Fuzz, and I'm a big fan of all those. So he would be one that I would really want to work with. I don't know. If we want to talk about that, I can go on about a couple actors, but
Hey, I mean, go ahead.
Let's see who else. I would love to work with Anna Kendrick. She's one of my big celeb crushes.
Ooh.
So just to be able to work with her and say like, hey, what's up? Hi, I like your work. Sidebar, real quick. I keep seeing people talking about the whiteboard there. So what is? Tell me about the whiteboard.
All right, so the whiteboard. I use the whiteboard as kind of a background piece to just, do some things. I used to have a draw or write on the whiteboard that I still kind of do sometimes, but one podcast, it was, unfortunately things happened and I decided to have a little break from it. And, I've enjoyed the break and it's inspired me to do more with the whiteboard. Like we have a tic-tac-toe going on, which... This should probably be a race, because at first I had it be, you redeem a channel point thing to do one move in a tic-tac-toe game. I feel like you should just get a whole game for it, because I think that makes more sense. So, that's the thing. We have tic-tac-toe. Guessing letters of a word.
Okay.
Rose apparently has given up. I mean, the L was there, to be fair, the L was there. But what happens to Rose, and it happens generally on the podcast, she'll guess a ton of letters, and she'll have everything but the last letter. And then someone else will snoop in, because to guess a letter, it requires channel points. To just guess the word, you don't need channel points.
I like it.
So people can just come in with the answer that they figure out, and they get the point. So Rose has had it multiple times where she'll get everything but the last letter, because she goes for it, but someone grabs it at the end and steals it.
Well,
She's been robbed.
What, Rose, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. I feel it. Before this episode is over, you're gonna have it.
Heck yeah, I have faith in it.
You.
I have complete faith in it. So, I think Forrest Gump is a bad movie and Tom Hanks is a mediocre actor at best. It's definitely going to be, once again, in the unpopular opinion, Ben.
Dunzo.
Exactly. Next up, Salty Shrub, Vanilla Milkshakes, are disgusting. Title says it all. I think vanilla milkshakes are disgusting. They're so sweet, I feel sick if I have one. Vanilla is usually the default flavor, so I feel like whenever I have vanilla something, there's way more sugar added than where there needs to be. Vanilla itself can be delicious, but vanilla milkshakes are just too sweet.
I think it's interesting that they like vanilla, but not vanilla milkshakes. Like, I don't get what makes. I mean, they're literally just adding milk to the ice cream to make it a milkshake. So I'm not sure how that makes it that much sweeter, but I don't know. I disagree. I love vanilla milkshakes.
Fair.
What do you got?
I personally, when I have a milkshake, it's always vanilla. I'm a basic bitch, and I get vanilla milkshakes.
Nothing basic bitch about vanilla. No.
You know, I love. Now, I will agree that my stomach will start to feel a certain way when I'm like 3/4 of the way done with the milkshake. You know,
That's fair.
I'm not talking about like bathroom things. I'm just talking about we now have an odd feeling going on in the stomach area, and it's like, okay, that doesn't mean it's not good though. Doesn't mean I regret my decision.
Yes, we're talking deliciousness. So
yeah,
because yes, drinking or eating that amount of dairy can usually make that feeling happen for everybody.
Yes, it's like but the body's like, hey, sir, madam, if you could please not consume that much of a milkshake at one time, we'd appreciate it. In fact, we have a lot in your diet that we'd like to cut out. Here's our gigantic list of problems we've had because of things you've chosen to consume in your body.
Drewski says, ready for pumpkin spice. I'm basic AF.
Ooh. How about you, Infu? Vanilla milkshake. Love them or hate them?
Okay, so vanilla milkshakes I think are really good. I do enjoy them, but I always go for strawberry over vanilla because
Ooh, I like that.
Dude, I'm a flavor junkie. I love flavor. So like vanilla's good. Don't get me wrong. I love vanilla, but I'm always going to go for strawberry over vanilla because strawberry tastes better. And I see no reason to go with something when you have a clearly superior option sitting right there.
So when vanilla's the only option, you're happy with it. But if given the choice, strawberry's the way to go.
Every time.
Fair? So,
yeah, I like that. I agree. I would typically pick strawberry over vanilla too. So good call.
Dude, strawberry's so good.
I do not pick strawberry over vanilla at all. At all.
That's okay. Now, did either of you grow up with like the milk powder flavors, like Quick strawberry powder or chocolate powder?
I think so.
Only because I think that's where my love of strawberry flavor came from. It's because we would occasionally get to have the strawberry Quick, and it's like, oh, now I can have it as a milkshake.
Hey, it happens. Sometimes you gotta have it. Now,
Honey Rose saying chocolate trumps all.
Chocolate's good. I do like with ice cream, for example. Similar thing-ish. I like vanilla ice cream, but if I had to have a second ice cream, it would definitely be like a chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mix the two, you're in good business.
It's a really good litmus test for any like ice cream parlor or any restaurant or place that serves ice cream. Is if your vanilla is good, then all of your ice cream is probably great. Because if you can F up vanilla, then you don't know what you're doing with ice cream.
Pretty much. That sounds like that's a good thought process. I can dig it. I'm a typical woman. Okay, chocolate is my drug. Wow. Chocolate is good. Can't deny it.
Nothing. No gender to chocolate. Chocolate's fucking awesome, no matter who or what you are.
Chocolate is fucking amazing. What's your favorite kind of chocolate, though?
Ooh, I'll have you guys go first. What are you, milk, dark, and if dark, what percent?
I am a milk person, personally. Milk chocolate's the way to go.
Okay.
I'm also a left Twix person.
Fuck you! It's about the right Twix.
How about you, Info? How you feeling?
I think it was me and Wes actually had that conversation about the Twix one night where I actually was like, yeah, I eat the right Twix actually. So,
But we agreed it's a good thing. If you have two people in a room with left Twix and right Twix, it's good if they both differ in which they prefer. Because that just means I can have all the left, he can have all the right.
Yeah, it works out perfect.
Yeah.
As for chocolate, I don't actually like sweets, so I don't really like chocolate as a whole. But if I do get chocolate, there's like this there's this candy. It's at you can get them at Walmart. I'm guessing anywhere, but I've always gotten them at Walmart. They're like it's like so much pure cocoa, and instead of it being like having sugar in it, it's like actual like cocoa itself, you know, like the
like cacao nibs, or
let me see if I can find it real quick, because I don't know how to exactly explain it. It's like naturally, it uses the natural sweetness of cocoa itself, which is kind of bitter. That makes sense. It's kind of weird.
while you're looking that up, chat, I'm the opposite. I'm pretty dark chocolate. I mean, I'll eat milk chocolate, but I'm a big fan of dark, like 80% dark.
Ooh, nice.
It's
Nice.
I kind of like that slightly bitter flavor to the chocolate.
Hey,
But,
sometimes you just gotta have it a certain way, and I think variety in everything is a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's I had some relatives back in the day that lived in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where
Ooh.
Hershey is made, and so I've had plenty of milk chocolate growing up. But one of my favorite things there is on their main street, the street lights are Hershey Kisses. So I thought that was kind of fun.
Now, would you say because you had a lot of milk chocolate growing up, that's why you feel more towards dark chocolate now?
You know, probably, yeah. Just because and again, I'm probably more. I'm not against sweets, but I'm definitely more a savory person. Like if I have to pick the snack, like a bag of chips or a chocolate bar, I will go for the bag of chips almost every time.
I feel like I lean towards not consuming snacks because they're not healthy for you. Now, keep in mind, I say that
Hey,
with a Dr.
that's
Pepper
the
in front of
correct
me.
answer. That is what we're all supposed to do.
Keep in mind, I consume so much Dr. Pepper I can eat twice a day and be over my calorie budget. But, you know, it's all about the thought that counts, really.
But yeah, real quick soda poll. If you got to pick a soda to drink, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper's the way to go.
Yeah, it's always gonna be Dr. Pepper for me too. Dr. Pepper is so good.
There's actually a contractual obligation. If you come on the podcast, you have to say Dr. Pepper's your favorite. Otherwise, you immediately get kicked off. Every guest is told about this ahead of time, and you'll notice some guests, they just disappear. You gotta follow the strict script. We have a very, very strict script for every episode of the podcast, and we go word for word by.
That's why if you keep seeing me look to my side here, I'm just reading what I'm supposed to say. So.
Exactly. We spend dozens of hours.
Hollywood secrets revealed.
Exactly. So we got DJD33GJ. Almost said G, I don't know why. I vastly prefer one-ply prison-style toilet paper over the thick and ultra-plush stuff. The ultra-soft Charmin or Cottonelle feels like it's smearing poop more than it picks it up. But the rough sandpaper-filled cheap toilet paper does a better job for me when it comes to cleaning up. Plus, the rough surface scratches my anus and the area around it, which actually feels really good.
Well, I can't debate on what the commenter feels in that area or not, based on their ply of choice. If that's what does it for you, great. I don't know. You guys go first on this one.
All right, so we actually, my household, for better or worse, was one of the people that stocked up on toilet paper. So
Okay.
we bought a lot of variety of it. And I experimented with toilet paper for a little bit of time. And I can confidently
science.
say, yeah, for science, that one-ply prison-style toilet paper is the worst. I would rather have a more soft, a more thick toilet paper.
Infu, what do you got?
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to agree. I'm also gonna have to say I'm deeply concerned for this person.
But hey,
They're,
it scratches their anus in the area around it. Clearly, they're okay.
That's why I'm concerned. Who just takes toilet paper and as they're wiping, going, "Damn, I sure hope this just roughhouses me real good." Like, that's disturbing on many levels to think about. And I can say without a doubt that definitely softer two ply is significantly better than whatever this man has got going on for himself. And my household lives by Angel Soft, and
This is an Angel
like,
Soft house.
yeah, like
Get out.
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to have issues when I wipe. I just want to get my business done and go about my day.
Yeah, there's always that.
So
Yeah, I gotta agree to disagree with the commenter. You know, to each their own. I'm not gonna judge if a certain kind of toilet paper makes you feel good. Sure, you know, rock it out. That's great. Anytime you can find happiness in this world without hurting others, you do it.
heck yeah.
But I mean, just from a cleanliness standpoint, like thicker, softer toilet paper, softer toilet paper is typically thicker, is just another layer of barrier between the mess you've just made and your hand. I mean, yes, hopefully you are washing your hands after you use the bathroom, but like, it's not like, it's like, just, I don't know. I feel like it's less clean when like the thinner it is. I always feel the cheap stuff when you know, sometimes we have to get it because we're broke and we need the cheap stuff, but it just doesn't feel clean.
Pat,
At least it helps. At least
I'll
it
have
teaches
you
you to be
know.
more careful.
Yeah, I'll have you know, Pat, that people that watch Back in the Shed wash their hands because they're good people.
Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you. Wash your hands. Be a good person.
You would think such a basic normal thing would be universal, but it's not. And I appreciate all of you that do.
So speaking of cleanliness in the bathroom, enthus about the really face palm, how do you feel about the topic of bidets?
I swear to fucking God.
There are feelings here. Let's express those.
Would you like to begin, Enfu?
Good God Almighty. Bidets are horrible creations, okay? I've read horror stories online. I've read things. I've heard things. Okay.
Now, have either of you used one before?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I've not had an opportunity to experiment, so.
But
I cannot
everybody I've
truly-
asked about it loves it.
Aside from me.
What I don't get, and I recently, you know, not that I've ever researched bidets, but with the pandemic and toilet paper running out, and people like, oh well, I'll just get a bidet because we don't have toilet paper. You still need the toilet paper because it's like there. You still have to like, yeah, you've been cleansed, but now you must dry.
Yeah.
Like there isn't like a blow dryer function on these because, you know, water and electricity don't mix. But
No, this is a good
Like,
idea. If you could get a working dryer in the bidet, would that make it better or worse, Enfu?
I don't know, actually, like, because I mean, could you trust it to like get you? You know, actually, now that I think about it, so I've heard that like the hand dryers in like Walmart and stuff like that. You know, I've heard that because due to the nature of it being like warm air, it might just be air in general. There's actually a lot of germs that are
Mhm.
inside of those hair dryer or hand dryers. And you stick your hand under it, all the air that blows down is blowing all those germs that grow in that surface due to the air of it getting on your hands. So would a bidet suffer from the same thing? Would you be blowing germs up in your asshole every time you went to dry it with this thing?
In the hypothetical blow dry bidet, yeah, I think maybe, especially because you're that much closer to the germy material. If a hand dryer that's on the wall outside of the stalls gets that gross, according to some studies, I can't imagine what a blow dryer in the toilet itself would do.
That's getting splattered on, most likely.
Ugh. I don't know how that would work.
You would be blowing. Let's be real here. You would be blowing dirty toilet water back up your ass.
All
At least
right.
the germs off of it.
Yikes.
So the dryer makes it worse, but, and I agree with you.
But
Bidets
in
are-
chat, we've got Billup says yes, but bidets reduce the use of toilet paper by a lot. So there's the conservation aspect there.
Yeah, that.
And Drewski also says bidets are great. I've never used one, so I can't truly speak to it. And much like the banana mayonnaise sandwich, I will someday try one when the opportunity appears.
If someone offered you a chance to use a bidet, would you be excited to experiment on this bidet?
Excited is a strong word. Curious, sure. Yes, I will try it out because why not? I got to see what everybody's talking about. But
Enfu would do it and be terrified.
I mean, I wouldn't be terrified. It's just there's always that thought in the back of your head that it malfunctions and turbos your asshole. Just saying. That will always be there. But now, if someone had a bidet and they was like, try this, I'd probably be like, no, I'm good. Or realistically, I would probably just say no.
To those that in chat, if you've used bidets before, no, never mind. Dumb question. I was gonna say it doesn't change any of the other functions of the toilet, right? It's an optional feature. You could just use it as a toilet and not use the bidet and go about your day, right?
Or you could just use the bidet and not use the toilet.
Just if that's what's on the docket for the day, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we disagree with this person as well. We definitely prefer more thick, ultra plush stuff compared to the one-ply prison style.
Sorry, DJD.
Yeah, and apparently my chat on the stream has messed up once again. I do not know what's causing it. That's interesting. Maybe it's Twitch. Maybe Twitch is being weird. I have no idea.
I can see the chat loading on your window in Twitch, so I'm not sure where if it's not viewable in the stream chat, that you can see.
The actual on the stream, one of Drew's the last 3 messages Drew just sent, only 2 of them showed up on stream. I do not know why the middle one did not. I have no idea.
Oh, that's true. Now that you point that out.
Yeah. And that's been happening. Sometimes messages just won't pop up anymore, and I have no idea why. So
I wonder if it's because they're the same timestamp. Both one of the messages was marked 8:25 my time, and so maybe because there were 2 8:25s that didn't show up.
That'd be weird. Cause wouldn't it make it redundant for big streamers to use a chat thing?
No, because now there's 2 8:26s.
All right, so we have
technology.
Technology's a great thing. It does everything you want it to do, or does not do anything you want it to do when you want it to do it. So we have this guy Drumas, who says a toilet does not belong in a bathroom. It is weird to see a toilet in the bathroom. It simply does not belong there. A toilet should be in a separate room. For me, seeing a toilet and a bathroom is the same level of weird as a shower in the kitchen. What?
I mean, I feel like this is just a clickbait. They just wanted to see how many upvotes they could get.
What?
But
I agree with Drew. What? What is this person even talking about?
I mean, like, I don't know. I've seen bathrooms before where you enter one door and it's the sink area, like sink and shower, and then a second door to just a toilet. So maybe that's what this person prefers, where like the toilet is literally the only thing in its space.
So,
But at the same time, yeah, go for it.
I looked in the comments, and someone asked, why does it not belong there according to you? A shower in the kitchen, I can understand. The shower is for personal care, whereas the kitchen is for preparing food. A toilet and a bath/shower are, however, both for personal care, albeit slightly different things, of course. To which this person replied back, well, for the last part of your sentence, a bathroom feels clean and a toilet just doesn't. Even a clean or a new toilet don't have the same vibe for me as a new or clean bath/shower.
I mean, I do like the next response from the Pikachu username where it says like, "Huh, I suppose the clean wow, can't say it. Clean/unclean thing is also a way to look at it."
It is.
I get it. I would say I understand the logic because yes, the sink and the shower and the bathtub, if you have one, are things to cleanse. Whereas a toilet is often pretty gross. But I don't know.
I just feel like these activities all belong in the same room.
Yeah, I mean, we literally in our lexicon we say I'm going to the bathroom. Like that like the me saying I'm going to the bathroom is the verb of expelling waste in a toilet.
Yes, exactly. And like, where does it belong then in the house? Like, it doesn't belong in a bedroom.
Yeah,
it doesn't belong in a closet. It doesn't belong in, like, unless, oh, wait, maybe what they mean is instead of having a closet where you put clothes, it literally only has a toilet.
Or an outhouse. You just have the...
Yeah, or an outhouse.
You gotta go...
That's what they want.
Literally, keep that shit out of here.
To keep the shit out of here. How do you feel, Phil?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta... that's odd, I think.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's a tough one. He's definitely the 1 in 10 dentist.
Yes.
Probably less than 1 in 10 if you could do that.
Enfu probably wants his toilet to be like in a bathroom, in a kitchen, in a laundry room, in a boat, in a plane. In a cave, in a tent.
I was saying, you're making the Dr. Seuss restroom book.
Hey, me and Dr. Seuss have the same birthday, so...
Nice.
Yeah. That's a birthday I'm okay sharing it with. Dr. Seuss has some good books. Well, I guess...
All right. I think that was pretty unanimously what?
Yeah, I definitely agree that this person just did not quite hit the home run they wanted to hit. So, Fanatical Woodchuck. Fanatical Woodchuck. That's good. That's an interesting name. Pizza should be eaten upside down. Think about it. Most of your taste buds are on your tongue. So when you take a bite of pizza, you're mostly just tasting bland-ass pizza base without the toppings because that's what your tongue is in contact with. Much better to turn it over as you're eating it to get that maximum flavor. Yet all I ever see is people eating it at less than 100% efficiency. This is applicable to a lot of other foods too, with a bland base and nice toppings. So,
I like his edit. Apparently the real 10th dentist part is the fact that I also eat pizza with a knife and fork. I'm not against knife and fork. I get knife and fork because it's the cleanest way to eat the pizza because you're not going to get grease on your hands. You're not going to get, whatever. I get that. I don't typically do it, but I understand it. But the crust is like, if you put the pizza upside down, the toppings are likely going to fall off. I don't understand how this man or woman is eating pizza successfully upside down.
Maybe they're not eating it successfully.
Yeah, maybe they don't care that it spills everywhere and that they're getting messy. But the fact that they eat pizza with a knife and fork, I guess that helps because it's not the whole slice upside down. They're putting the crust side that's pierced on their fork into their mouth that way. So
Yeah.
it makes sense with on a fork in a single bite, I guess. Oh yeah, and chat, I completely agree. Nothing wrong with knife and fork. You know, you keep all that off, but it's a structural integrity thing. You have the crust because you are maneuvering all of that melted cheese and whatever toppings you prefer into your mouth without it falling over everywhere and getting, I don't know. You are wrong, Fanatical Woodchuck.
Ooh. So, quick question, because I don't know if Discord is pooping or what. Am I sometimes going like more pixely and robot-y at times? This should be a question for you, Pat.
In terms of on Twitch?
On Discord.
In Discord, I'm seeing everything great. I'm hearing everything great, seeing everything great. On Twitch, I occasionally, on both you and I don't hear. Well, I'm not listening to the audio on that. I'm listening to the audio. Yeah,
sometimes the video appears to be going weird. So I think we should both undo our video and turn it back on. Which may mess with the layout to see if it fixes it. It may fuck everything up, but it could fix it long term. So I say we do that.
Sure.
Get to see my lovely icon on the lovely Discord. Okay, that should, in theory, reset it. Maybe. I don't know.
It has on... There we go. Everything looks good, at least on my end.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. See, it may derail the show for a moment, but I feel like long-term, it's a good thing to do.
It's true.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta derail things. So, should pizza be eaten upside down? I've completely lost focus of if we agreed or disagreed with that.
I'm vehemently against that. Your thoughts?
Imagine that, like, okay, you have the pizza like this. All the toppings are up here. But instead, are you supposed to do like this? To which immediately, all the toppings are gone. You just lost 70% of your toppings right there. That's it. They're all gone. So you just miss out now.
100% agree. But I would, as they said in their edit, if you're eating it knife and fork, I get it, because now the structural integrity is you piercing the food with your fork. So you can place the topping side down on your tongue. So I will give them that. But if you're talking about a slice of pizza upside down in your hand, no. I would much rather you do the New York style and fold the pizza in half and then eat it where you're getting crust on both top and bottom of your mouth.
Interesting. How do you feel about that?
Honey Rose, you say disagree as in you disagree with the commenter or disagree that upside down is okay?
I think she disagreed with my my example of you put it upside down and everything's gone.
I mean, I don't really understand why you would want to even attempt to eat the pizza upside down.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, in my mind, that's like if I were to like, oh, the best way to drink your cup of water is to bring the glass to your face upside down.
Sometimes you just gotta take this and flip
it'll
it.
Increase the flow of the drink, you know, or whatever. But yeah, it increases it right onto the floor.
Or in my drink's case, with it being like this full, I could turn it upside down, but it's gonna go all over me.
Plus, it's like you're talking about efficiency, like the cleanliness to flavor on your tongue ratio. All it takes is for you to just flip it over in your mouth, and now it's on your tongue. Like, I don't understand what the difficulty is.
Rose disagrees that eating upside down is okay.
I mean, I think this is another one of those people to where if I seen someone do it, I'd probably label them as a psychopath.
All right. Has anyone actually gotten us to agree yet? Cause I feel like we're on the last couple of debates. Nobody's won us over yet. It's all been disagreements.
Oh man, I really want some New York style pizza now, Bill.
Ooh.
I just want pizza in general. I'm gonna have to get some today.
What kind of
Mhm.
toppings you gonna get on your pizza?
Either a supreme or a cheese with a shit ton of extra cheese on it.
It's are either of you Parks and Rec fans?
Never watched it.
Okay, but there's just one moment where one of the characters goes to a diner and he says like, "I need all the bacon and eggs you have," and he's like, "Okay," and then he grabs him. He's like, "Wait, what I think you heard was that I want a lot, but I said I want all the bacon and eggs. So it's just I want all the cheese you have." Not a lot. I want all.
Yeah, literally 100% of what I'm looking at, I want it. And everything in the back that you're hiding from us, I want all that.
Make this the cheesiest pizza of all time.
All time. So we have
My
a...
buddy,
Go ahead.
Oh. now buddy, he worked at Little Caesars, and every night when he would come home, since obviously it's closed, he would take the pizza and he would take all the leftover cheese, pepperoni, stuff like that, and he would just dump it on like 3 or 4 pizzas, and he would make these like 3 or 4 pizzas that are just supercharged with all their cheese and shit left over of the night, and he would just take it home with him every night.
That's awesome. That is amazing fringe benefits of the job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say to chat a rare. I don't hear people say this too often. I like Sicilian pizza. It's like the really thick crust, but thin layer of cheese and toppings. Like when done right, it's really good. But then again, there's almost no bad pizza. Like even having bad pizza, it's still pizza, so it's good.
Agreed. Also, I'd like to point out that us turning video off for a moment did not fix the issue. So I feel like the next step in fixing the issue is for us to both simply leave the call and join it back. Could be the next step.
What do you think? How's it looking on Twitch? Everything okay?
The preview I see, like, for me, I see mine as fine for some reason, but I don't know if that's an accurate representation of how other people see mine. Yours is the one that for me gets super pixelated, but I'm more paying attention to yours than I am mine, so I could be biased.
Mine's definitely more than yours. Yours is rare.
Fair. So while they think about that, while they think if we need to quickly do a reset on the Discord, Eternal Tate said smoking cigarettes makes you look cool. People always talk about how some people start smoking cigarettes to look cool. What's the problem? A cigarette might amplify their style by 10. It definitely adds some edge to you. Yeah, you might die. But imagine getting the news of your lung cancer stepping outside, looking out onto the sunset, and whipping out a cig. Bad ass. Imagine dying, getting the news that you're gonna die, and just going outside and smoking a cig.
I know, like, I like that that's the first reaction they thought of, was that you are just told you're going to potentially die because of smoking. So you go outside to smoke.
Hey,
like, I get it. Addiction is ridiculous. I hate cigarettes. I will never promote cigarettes. I think nobody should smoke. If you can, quit if you are on them. But I know it's hard. I know it's impossibly hard. I had family members in that situation, had lung cancer and smoking problems, and still would not quit, because that's how hard it is for them to, once you're addicted, it is a ridiculously hard chemical to become not dependent on.
Fair.
So please, if you're not a smoker, don't start.
Yeah, dude,
And
I've
if you are a
never
smoker,
smoked.
please consider quitting.
I don't smoke. I don't drink. My only drug is right here with caffeine.
And you know what? At least it is, yes, caffeine is still a drug, but at least it's a more functional drug. Like, as far as we know, there aren't any mass deaths from caffeine. I think it's possible. I think you could certainly be over caffeinated and have problems, but I don't know. Smoking's bad, okay?
Smoking's bad, okay?
I'm allergic to cigarettes, so I couldn't start even if I wanted to.
All right, so let's look at it like this. Remove the health factor from it. Their point is, does smoking cigarettes make you look cool? Remove the health
Cool.
disagreement.
No health aspect whatsoever.
Yeah, does it make you look cooler?
For me, I still say no because again, if we're assuming it's not just no health issues, but the smell is still there, I can't stand the smell of cigarettes. So I'd be just like, I don't know. There's people that are respectful with cigarette etiquette. They'll go out of the way, they'll get out of like walking paths, they'll make sure like to blow their smoke like up, like away from people or whatever. But I don't know. If you're smoking cigarettes, I think you look like an idiot.
Ooh.
Stop.
I feel like most
hard to
of the
say because
time
we live in a world where it is health. So
yeah, exactly. You gotta think about the health aspect, but even if not, like I think there's very few instances where I think, oh man, you smoking that cigarette totally makes you look cooler. Those are like super rare. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it can happen and it has happened for me. I think there's like a couple characters I've seen in a show or movie or game that, okay, they did it in just the right way where if you remove all the negative stigmas of it, visually, sure, they look cooler.
have you seen that true in any real life examples?
In real life, no.
Because characters, I'll give that to you, but also those are designed in like, oh, here's the perfect shot, the perfect angle with the perfect lighting and the perfect moment. Like, so maybe I can understand it in fake things, but not I don't know. I've never seen it look cool in real life.
Agreed.
But that's me. That's my personal experience. So
I definitely would agree. Hit us with that hot take.
I can't sit here and say, damn, you look cool for smoking. I can't do that because you don't. Honestly, I think it's even the same way for people who smoke, like who use vape pens and stuff like that. Like, I think they look just as stupid. And you know, I think maybe the coolness factor, I think the only time I can honestly ever like maybe think back to a time where like I seen someone smoking and thought, wow, that's kind of cool, was when I was really little. So we're talking like pre-teenage years, we're talking like maybe like 6, 7, 8, somewhere around in that time period. My dad used to smoke. And he would always go outside to take a smoke break because of my allergy. And I would go outside with him while he would smoke. And I would I used to buy those like little, they're like they look like cigarettes but they're gum. And you can actually, yeah, and you can blow on them and smoke actually comes out the end of it, but it's just a gum stick inside. Well, I would used to get those, and I would go outside and I would have a smoke break with him, as he called it.
Aww.
And so, when I was that age and still naive and stupid, I definitely thought that it wasn't cool. I mean, I thought it was, but obviously as I got older and learned of the harmful side effects and everything about it, now when I see people smoking, I just kind of feel bad because I just see them as another person throwing their life away when they could have so much more than just, to me, cigarettes are like a chain because you have to stop what you're doing so many times throughout the day to go feed that fuel. And to me, it's nothing but a chain, a shackle, because it weighs you down because you are a prisoner to it. That's what it is. You are a prisoner to the cigarette because unless you have some shape or form to fight that addiction that they give, you're just another prisoner to it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Very fair.
I mean, and to anybody watching, anybody in chat, if you happen to smoke and if you're addicted to them, like I feel for you on that. Like, but just on the debate of do they make you look cool? No. No, they do not. But then, and to Infu's remark, I can see that though. Like as a kid, if I don't know your relationship with your family and stuff, but if that's your dad and you look up to him and it's like, well, he's smoking, that it has to be cool. Like I could totally see kids looking up to their parents and thinking it's like, like they're a parent and they're powerful and they're like, maybe it does look cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but as an adult who knows what cigarettes are, no.
Yeah, they're not good. They're definitely not good, and that's kind of like just because I knew when I was a kid how cool it looked, air quotes around that, how cool it looked to see my dad do it. And even my older brother smokes or smoked. I don't know if he's quit now or not, but whenever he would come over, him and my dad would go outside to have the smoke break together. And I would always go with them, not just my dad, but my brother. I would go with both of them. And seeing these older relatives of yours that like you've spent time with, and even if you're not close to one, but like I do. I love my dad. I love my mom. Both. I'm close to both of them. So seeing my dad smoke when I was younger, it was it was something. I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And I could see like up until like I've heard tales of kids getting into their parents' cigarettes early age. My dad started smoking when he was 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he smoked for 40 years, and he up and quit cold turkey one day. But before he quit, if a 12-year-old can get a hold of cigarettes and smoke for 40, 50 something years, what's to say that the kids of today that look up to their parents, what's to say they couldn't get into their own parents' cigarettes and start smoking themselves, trying to imitate that coolness they see off of their parents, and in turn they're going to get addicted to it. So that's, I mean, I don't just like, I don't do it. I don't try to like stop people for the health benefits, but I try to stop people, period, because you never know when you're a role model to some younger kid who's going to look up to you, see you smoking, and then try and replicate it by getting their own. And then that's just going to end up messing with them as well.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why, I mean, they had to ban Joe Camel, the Camel cigarette mascot back in the day, because he was a cartoon. And why do you have a cartoon mascot for an adult product when now kids are like, oh, Joe Camel, he's so cool, he's in a leather jacket and sunglasses and he smokes cigarettes, I want to look cool.
Heck yeah.
So, but yeah, kids, you never know what kids are being influenced by.
A good example as a 22-year-old, when e-cigs started becoming popular, dude, there were so many e-cigs in my high school, like it wasn't even funny. Like it's like 1 year, never seen an e-cig. The next year when they blew up, dude, so many.
Well, and the rougher part about the vape pens is just like I'm shocked at the amount of smoke. Like, it's just a cigarette puff is like, oh, there's a little cloud, but the vape seems like it's like 10,000 cigarettes worth of smoke. At least the people I know that have used them. Honey Rose coming in with the letter D.
The D gets you well. 2 letters left on the board. Getting closer
I have
and closer.
I have my guess on the word, but I don't want to let. I need to let chat do it.
No, you have to wait until there's 1 letter left, and Rose is still guessing letters, and then snipe it, and then Rose is just gonna flip shit, and once again she'll be justified. So we have this last debate. I don't know how to say this person's name. Would you like to try, Pat?
Toisley.
Toisley. I like that. Good job. The best way to cook spaghetti is in a kettle. Cooking spaghetti is easy. I know that. But it can be done even easier. You just gotta put it in a kettle, reboil the water around 3 times before the spaghetti's done. Times while you just sit in front of the TV or computer. It does slightly taste a bit worse, but it comes with the benefit of not having to stand up while cooking dinner. Wait, whoa. So their argument is this is the best way to cook spaghetti, not because it tastes better. They admit it tastes worse.
Just efficient.
Just because they don't have to stand up. Well, they've lost me. They've already lost me.
Becomes more easy when you put it in a kettle and reboil the water around 3 times before the spaghetti is done. So they're just letting it sit longer? Like, I don't know. I think you should always be mindful at the stove anyway. Like, if you're cooking stuff, I mean, yes, you can let things simmer and go away, but like somebody should always be present in a kitchen when there's a burning object.
Heck yeah. Also, I'd like to say hello to Everett in the chat. He and I been chatting for a few years now. Heck yeah. Happy to have you in the chat. That's also not the word, Rose. You're hard. I appreciate that we're actually doing some high quality guesses now. So far, we've not gotten it. But
I will say, Honey Rose, I think you're getting warmer to what I think the word is. I don't know if I'm right, but you're getting close to my guess.
So Everett's gonna use his on an H. There is no H. So yeah, the best way to cook spaghetti is in a kettle. I definitely disagree, and I disagree based on their own merit. How about you, Infu? I know you love.
I've actually never tried cooking spaghetti in a kettle. I'm down to try it. I don't think it would I mean, I'd definitely try it if I had a kettle. I don't think it would come out very well, but
So are you saying that you're not gonna go buy a kettle right now so you can cook spaghetti for us on the podcast and tell us if it's better or worse?
yeah, you're very correct. I'm not going to, because I don't think that would work out well.
How unprofessional. You should have Amazon not only just get it to you as quick as possible, you need to hire someone that's going to go out, go hunting for it as many places as it takes, finding it and getting it to you in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. So, that will wrap up our debates. Nobody, I mean, technically everybody won, but nobody actually had us all agree with them. So, that is interesting.
Intriguing.
So, before I want to go to the gaming topics now, and we have some trailers to watch. I want to start with this Hyrule Warriors one. But we need to know if it's gonna pixelate as well. So that is a thing to note. It might. It's hard to say. So if it does, then we'll work on that. But we'll have to see.
Ooh, look at that layout. Fancy.
I know, right? It is. I like it. All right, so I'm gonna go over here, and we're gonna watch this lovely trailer. It's gonna be good times, and I'll have to adjust the audio as it goes. So we'll see.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Legend of Zelda series. We mentioned in the June 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation that we had started development on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Many people around the world are still playing Breath of the Wild, so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Regarding the sequel, in order to make the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive, the team is working hard on its development, so you'll have to wait a bit longer before we can provide more updates. In the meantime, we've prepared a different way for you to experience the world of Hyrule, and we have a video to introduce it. Please take a look.
Oh, yeah.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Who is that?
The 4 characters other than Link and Zelda are the champions of Hyrule.
Ooh.
Yeah, and these are all people that you learn of in Breath of the Wild.
Cool.
But, so to those that have not played Breath of the Wild, you learn immediately off the bat, so very minor spoilers, but you wake up as Link. Zelda, no.
What you just saw is the game that Koei Tecmo Games is developing. Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, so that was the trailer, and the rest of it is a little bit of the producers talking about the game.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Breath of the Wild, you wake up as Link, and you've been in a coma for 100 years, and Calamity Ganon has taken over the castle, and Zelda is somehow still alive and battling Ganon like telepathically or something in this weird little section of the castle. And so this game is the story of what they were doing 100 years ago before you fell in the coma. So
Very cool. I'd also like to take a second to say thank you very much, Ever. I really appreciate the gifted 5 subs. Absolute Westocratic all the way move. The big play. Running for office. Gonna win it all. But based on that trailer, 'cause we like to have these conversations during the trailer. Do you think that trailer did a good enough job to intrigue you to want to purchase the game?
I've already pre-ordered it, so yes.
Ooh.
But I also am a huge fan of Breath of the Wild. And a huge fan of a separate game, Hyrule Warriors. This game is going to be a Hyrule Warriors game, not a standard Zelda game. So if you're a fan of the Warriors video games, there is a Zelda skinned version called Hyrule Warriors, and they're just massive 1 versus 1,000 beat 'em ups. You just go and button mash and smash, a million bad guys. Had a ton of fun with the Zelda one, so they're using that formula to tell the prequel story. So I'm curious to see how it turns out.
Very fair. How about you, Info? Also, I'll see you later, Everett.
I 100% am getting this game.
Yay!
I love Breath of the Wild. And I love the characters. I love the story. I love everything about Breath of the Wild. And I'm so excited for the second one. So when I got the email for this game here, and I was like, ooh, yeah, immediately.
Very fair. I personally, as someone that do not own a Nintendo Switch, I do not have the option to buy it. But will I play it down the road? Most likely. I'm sure I'll play it eventually. Through the means that be what they be.
I'm curious on Drew's thoughts after seeing that, because Drew is one of, if not the biggest Zelda fan I've ever encountered, ever.
And he says as he's playing Breath of the Wild, so.
Yeah, I think, Drew, how many, wasn't it like, didn't you say you put like 500 something hours into Breath of the Wild?
Ooh.
How many hours did you say you'd put into it? I know he's played it a lot.
Good man, Drewski.
While he does that, the next topic, this will be a quick one, so it's good to just slide in here. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is coming to the next generation. The Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, PC can have a next generation edition that will take advantage of the most powerful gaming hardware. The next gen edition of the game will feature a range of visual and technical improvements, including ray tracing and faster loading times across the base game, both expansions, and all extra content. Now, as someone that's not actually played the Witcher games yet, I actually own Witcher 3, and I think I own the complete version of it. So I do not plan on getting it again. But if I didn't already own it, I probably would go for this. So, how about you, Info? I know you're clearly the biggest Witcher fan.
I actually do really like Witcher. Uh, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not gonna rebuy it.
Ooh.
Now, if they have some way of for the people who bought it to get it again, because I own the game and I bought all the DLC. So if they give us a way to get it again for free somehow, I will play it again. I will not pay for it again. Not happening.
Well, it
The
did
game
say,
is fantastic, but
as well as a free update for everyone who already owns the game on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. So,
The next generation edition of Witcher 3 will release as a standalone purchase for PC, Xbox X, and PlayStation 5, as well as a free update for everyone who already owns the game.
yes.
Huh. So theoretically, if I own it on Steam, I'm potentially getting this, whatever this update is.
You'd think.
Hmm.
You would think. Which I think is a good move. I definitely think
Yeah.
that is a move to do. And speaking of interesting moves, there is a new type of bot in TF2. The extermination bot services. They're cheaters, but they're scripted specifically to kill other cheaters in any game. They won't kill you. If you see one of them, do not kick them. They're friendly with true players. They will help you.
That's pretty amazing.
These are the cheater terminators.
Assuming it works. Like, I'm sure, you know, there's going to be some glitchy errors from time to time, but if they work the way they're intended, that's pretty dope.
This is true. This is very true. I've only played TF2 a little bit, like a long time ago, but it's not a bad game. It's just, I didn't get attached to it. But I love the idea of bots that specifically target cheaters.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I don't know how they track that. Like, does that mean that the bots can read your computer? Because they can tell, like, I don't know how they tell that you are cheating, like, without being on your computer to see that you're running X, Y, and Z programs or mods or whatever.
I mean, that's fair. That's very fair. I mean...
But I'm all for it. That sounds fun.
How do you feel about this, Info? Are you scared that your pro skills are going to get you caught by the extermination bot services?
They think you're a cheater because you're too good.
I imagine that these bots have the ability to detect script kiddies, and that's probably what they're going to go after. So, like, it's not a skill-based thing; it's a script kiddie thing. So, I imagine you're going to get your cheeks clapped if you're cheating. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're cheating, you're cheating. So, yeah. I think that normal players would be safe. I'm definitely curious to see how it detects, unless like it has some way to detect a maybe that's actually kind of curious. I wonder if it has the ability to because as you're connected, you have to send signals to and from the servers in a form of a ping. And I wonder if it has a way to detect and intercept those services to see if you're cheating or not. Like, basically, see what information's being sent. And maybe it has ways to detect things that auto cheat doesn't, so that it can go after them specifically that are going over the auto ban. That's kind of curious to think about. I'd like to know more how it works.
Yeah,
that would be good info. But you know.
Info for info.
Ooh, it should be pointed out, 4 days ago, someone leaked multiplayer Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Unfortunately, that has been taken down. I am not surprised then. That was 4 days ago, so I'm not surprised we missed our window, but apparently that window has been closed. Poor Info. Cause that was really going to be the Info thing. Because he inevitably will own every Call of Duty game.
I do. I own every single one that's come out, and I will inevitably, as he said, own all of them going forward. Even if I don't buy them.
Series.
Well, see, I don't pay for a lot of them. So Xbox and PlayStation has this game share feature where, like, you can hook up your stuff to your buddy's console, and if they buy the game digitally, you can download it and play it as well. It's a lot like Steam's home share thing, only both you can play the game at the same time. instead of
dang.
only one person being allowed to play it. So a lot of times, like, he gets Call of Duty and I still end up with it.
Very fair. Very fair. I mean, hey, sometimes it just happens that way, that sometimes you don't plan on buying a game, but someone's like, here, how would you like this game? And you're like, oh, I mean, I guess so.
I guess I'm gonna play it.
You know a game? Do you have a game that you think you'll want, but you're not 100% confident if you'd like, so you don't buy it?
Maybe.
I consistently feel that way about Stardew Valley, and it's just really a big struggle for me. Because I feel like I'm either going to really love it or really find it boring. So
what is, for both of you, what is your system of choice? Are you PC, Xbox, PlayStation?
For streaming, for example, I have a PC, I have a PS4, and I have an Xbox 360, and I play games on all of them. I am well-rounded. And everything but Nintendo, unfortunately. But I still get some Nintendo stuff in.
I have a gaming PC. I've got a PS4. I've got an Xbox. I've got a Switch. And I think last time I looked, my game library was right at 1,000. So I play a little bit of anything, anywhere.
Wow.
I don't really have a preference per se. It's just whatever I own the game on. And if it's an exclusive, obviously, like God of War, I love God of War, and I'm a really big fan of Forza and Halo. So Xbox and PC for that. And most of my games are on my Xbox due to the home share thing. Because let's be real here, I'm not gonna be able to afford 1,000 games. I mean, I could, but like I'm not gonna want to. So me and my buddy, we split the price on a lot of games on Xbox, and most new games we pay half the price for, and we both get a copy of it. Is essentially how it works. I give him
That's a pretty good system.
yeah, I give him like $35, $35, depending on if we get a bundle or not. I give him half of whatever the bundle costs. He covers the rest of it, and we both get a copy for half of it, and it works very well. So most of my games are on Xbox. I do have a lot of games on my PC as well. I do have PlayStation and Switch games, and you know, I don't really have a preference. To me, it's just wherever you enjoy playing, where you have the game, and what you want to play.
Do you find, for either of you, if you enjoy multiplayer games, most of the people you know, are they on any certain ecosystem, or do they also kind of able to play on whatever?
Any multiplayer stuff I do is on PC.
PC, okay.
My friends also vary. Mainly Xbox. I have a lot of. I'd say it's. I have a lot of friends on Xbox. I have not quite as many, but a lot of friends on not PlayStation, but PC. I do have friends on Switch that I play with, and I don't really have many friends on PlayStation. I've got a handful, but for the majority, when it comes to multiplayer, it's either PC, Xbox, or Switch.
Okay. And sounds like maybe in that order.
No, it's usually Xbox, then PC, then the Switch. The majority of my friends are on Xbox.
Okay.
Because all of us kind of grew up playing Xbox, and
sure.
I get that the whole argument of PCs aren't that expensive kind of deal to get a gaming PC, but like, let's be real here. You're still shucking out money for a fucking PC when you already have the console and you're already playing the game. And you just don't really give a shit like most of us. The need and want to upgrade to a PC or build a PC isn't there for any of my friends, so we just kind of stay with Xbox.
Sure. And to the console versus PC argument, I love the PC, and that's my, if I can, I will get it on Steam when possible, whatever game. But consoles will always have the "it just works" factor, where if you have the system, you buy the game, you can play the game, it works. PC, you can struggle with like, oh well, it works, but your graphics settings aren't quite right because your computer's not powerful enough for max settings, but can go a little bit. I don't know. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong with your computer. Versus, hey, boot up and play. There you go. You're on the system. You're ready to go.
I think that's also part of why my friends prefer console, because like I'm my friends and I'm known as the friendly neighborhood tech guy for a lot of people because most of my friends aren't like tech savvy.
Sure.
And so the few that do have PCs, I've had to fix in the past for them several times, many times over. And the problems that they have come to me with are astounding. They have come to me with issues that I didn't even know you could fucking run into. And,
how did you do this?
dude, oh my, okay, so like real shit. My buddy come to me and he's like, dude, it's an emergency. I was on my friend's PC. I was trying to download a game. He's like, we've got a serious problem. He's like, I've fucked up. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Let me take a look at it. This guy, this dumb fuck somehow managed to go in while doing whatever he was trying to do. To this day, I still don't understand it. I literally cannot wrap my head around it to get from point A to where he got to a point B. It's not possible. He somehow got into the files of the computer and deleted the fucking coding inside the computer that gives your monitor the display. Like, it would still turn on and everything, but the actual coding that allows like your icons, the display for icons and stuff like that to pop up, he somehow deleted that while trying to download and play a game. And I still, to this very day, and this was years ago when it happened, to this day cannot understand, wrap my head around, nor I can't figure it out how he managed to do that. And I kind of told them from that point on, I'm like, if you guys are seriously going to have this much trouble just trying to download a simple game onto a computer, stick with console. Please do me and do yourself a favor, just stay with console. Let's be honest.
Listen. I will defend my console friends and saying PC is a pain in the ass. And sometimes I just don't want to deal with it. And to be fair, consoles are getting worse about it. My ideal scenario is I put in the disc, I take it out of the cover, and I put it in, and it plays, and that's it. But now we've added, your game now has to install. Oh,
you need a 10 to, or I think with Destiny 2, I remember when I was installing it to play with a buddy, it was like, oh, you've got a 70 gigabyte update. And I'm like, what?
Why? I just want to play.
I've actually been playing Destiny 2 a lot here. Well, in general, I'm a pretty big Destiny 2 player. And when I first went to download it with the DLC and stuff, yeah, that download size was big. And then I downloaded Call of Duty Modern Warfare and realized that every time they release an update, it's anywhere from 60 to 80 gigs. And I never uninstalled a game so fast in my life.
I mean, I just love back in the day, like having a computer, and it was where like the memory of the computer, how much I could store was a gigabyte. A single gigabyte. So it's just hilarious when it's like now a DLC update to a game is 80 gigabytes.
I know, right? And Call of Duty Warzone, great example of another one that just really packs you with a punch. Got an update? You want a small update? Here's like 30 gigabytes. Have fun.
Have fun. It's 2 games in one. See if you can download it faster than your friends.
Exactly. Who can download it first? Who has the superior internet? So, we have a series of Mario-themed trailers to watch, and I say we start with some Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Wahoo!
Wahoo! Heck yeah. All right.
It's me, Mario!
Taking us back.
Yo, yeah, go back.
I can remember Mario 64 being just mind-blowing. Like, oh my god, this is the pinnacle of graphics!
Oh.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye! But wait, there's more. Gotta get some sunshine in your life. I feel like Sunshine's one that people don't talk about as much.
No, it had such good music and mechanics. Like, it was a fun one.
I like this music as well. Shout out to YouTube for the inevitable copyright claim.
I never did play Galaxy 2, and apparently there is a lot of people upset that that is not being included in this collection.
That's fair.
But yeah, all three of these games are just fantastic. If you're a Mario platformer fan.
This is true. And now you can experience them all on the Nintendo Switch soon. Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
That's a big hell yes.
Yeah, that's a big hell yeah. Nintendo just going with a three-hitter. They want the combo. They want that combo on you.
I will have it pre-ordered Friday. I've already I made up my mind
Nice.
as soon as I heard it was announced. I was like, as soon as I get the cash, I'm pre-ordering it.
So is
Are
that...
you doing physical copy or digital copy?
Ooh.
So I want a physical copy if I can get my hands on it. I've already went up to Walmart because at Walmart you can pre-order games and they was already sold out of pre-orders at it. I'm going to try at GameStop and see if I can get see if they have any pre-orders available that I can do, and I'm going to try and pre-order a physical copy at GameStop.
Ooh.
If GameStop doesn't have any, I'll try Target, and if Target doesn't have any, I will get digital if I have to, but I would prefer a physical. But either way, it's getting pre-ordered.
Yep. I like that you got your hit list too of like, if not here, here. If not here, here.
Yeah, you got to have
a
your
game plan.
Exactly.
To those in chat, if you don't know, this is a limited release, at least for the time being. You have until March, I think it's March 31st of next year.
It's a 6-month release. It's only going to be on the market for 6 months, and then after that, they're going to pull the plug on it.
Yeah, if you don't have a physical or digital copy by then, you cannot get it.
Ooh.
Nope.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to get it while it's hot, because if it gets cold, it's gone forever.
Gone forever.
I definitely... Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say I might buy more than one copy of it just to have, and then like down the road when they stop making them.
Oh yeah, a year from now.
And then like resell them to people who didn't get copies of it. I'm not even gonna like be like one of those assholes that raise the price up, like just to have the extra copies in case like a friend or just like somebody's damn, I didn't get one. I could just turn around and sell. Yeah, like you paid me the full price for it. You paid me the 60, and I'll give you one of the spare ones that I bought. But I wouldn't have a problem doing that.
I like it. The philanthropic gamer.
Heck yeah. So next up on the Mario trailer trilogy, we have Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Got this little kid enjoying himself some Mario. Got a good connection going on.
I've always loved Mario Kart music. I mean, those are pretty cool little figures.
I mean, hey, sometimes you gotta get it going on. Now, are they going to include the realism with this trailer when the inevitable parent or sibling comes in and thumps the fuck out of it?
Well, and I will point out, please note that this house has hardwood floors.
Yes.
To anybody with carpet, I'm torn if you'll have the ability to play this game.
I'd also like to point out their living room is big as fuck.
It's gigantic. That's like the size of my apartment.
Are you saying they picked the most beneficial? And they have a small ass TV in that room? Are you kidding me? I think my TV's bigger.
Yeah, this one, the idea is fantastic. I love the, like, hey, that's pretty cool. You're thinking out of the box. But now you've got like how quickly does the novelty wear off of every track? No matter how you rearrange it, it's still your living room.
This
It's
is
still
true.
your bedroom. Like, it's not a new level. It's like, oh, there's my couch again. Oh, there's my computer chair again. There's
And the thing to note is at the bottom, I know you can't perfectly read it, but it says custom course materials are not included. Additional games, systems, and carts required for multiplayer mode. Systems and carts sold separately. Game download required and available as a free download on the Nintendo eShop.
game download required and available as free download.
Yes.
On it. Okay, so the game itself is potentially free.
Just if you want to experience it in a better
But
way.
if you want to play Mario Kart, which is the whole point, or multiplayer, which is the whole point of Mario Kart, you got to buy multiple carts.
Mom, Dad, can we get a bigger living room, please?
And I just need like 3 more carts for my friends, and they only cost $40 each.
If I don't get a Toad one, I would die. I'm never going to play as Toad, but that doesn't matter. I would die.
That's true. Mario Kart 8 has like, I don't know, 30-something characters more.
Yeah.
Like how many carts would you have to buy? Like
All of them, clearly. Kids need them all.
I love Mario Kart,
More expensive.
but this seems like an inevitable bust. I think this will pass pretty quickly.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
But I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to predict the future, but I would definitely argue that this one has a high chance to be a bust. Not every Mario trailer can be the best Mario trailer. Next up is Super Mario Bros. 35. Because, 35 years of Super Mario Bros. Don't you just love 35 years of a franchise? Isn't that what you want? That's what you need.
I do like that they've
Welcome to
semi-canonized
Super Mario
that
Brothers.
the snap sound is Mario.
With
Yes.
35 players? Compete against other players near and far in this online battle game.
Get Mario BR.
Mario VR.
Enemies you defeat will be sent to other players' courses. But this also works the other way around. Use the item roulette and these 4 strategies to try to outpace your opponents. Keep going until you're the last Mario standing or running. This game will be an exclusive offer for Nintendo Switch Online members. Super Mario Bros. 35 launches October 1st as a digital-only title and will be available for a limited time until March 31st, 2021.
All right, so internet connection required during online play. That's simple enough. To use online services, you must create a Nintendo account and accept the related agreement. The Nintendo account privacy policy applies. Some online services may not be available in all countries. Online play requires paid online membership. Ba-dum-bum, ba-bum-bum.
I got mixed feelings on it. I'm glad that it's like technically a free game for those that are subscribed to Nintendo Online. So it's like, okay, cool. It's free if you are already a member of that service. I think it's interesting that, I don't know, it seems like it's going to be pretty chaotic playing against 35 other players. Like, how many turtle shells and Goombas and stuff show up on your screen or not? Like, it sounds like it get very difficult very fast.
I'm bad enough with the base game. You want to add people trying to fuck with me on top of that? Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to outlast these odds? These are impossible.
Nintendo doing a lot with the limited release right now.
True.
The timed games.
Very, very true. Sometimes you just gotta go all out. You gotta just... If you don't try it, can you really say if it succeeded or not?
True. Infu, what do you think? Are you going to play that one?
No. I might download it just to have it, but I probably won't play it. I'm not a big fan of the concept of it, if we're being honest.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so here's a hypothetical. You have to have a Mario Battle Royale. How do you make it into a good thing?
Why do you need one?
You gotta have one.
I guess Nintendo would say that is called Smash Brothers.
This is true. You gotta have you gotta have it. Otherwise, Mario just is erased from existence. The whole franchise disappears and nobody remembers it anymore. How do you do it and make it good?
You don't.
I mean, there are. I don't think Nintendo would ever do it, but and I don't play any of the battle or battle royale type games because I'm just not very good at them. But I know Smite had the Avatar: The Last Airbender skins.
Yep.
So I think you can maybe do that. If I don't think Nintendo would ever do it, but if they were willing, have whichever game they want that already exists, like Fortnite or whatever. Just hey, here's 24 Mario characters. Just put the skins on.
No, I want my Mario skins in a PUBG.
Just all of a sudden, all the bullets are just red shells.
Yes.
And,
a Mario themed PUBG.
Instead of or like I don't know what it is in PUBG, but Fortnite, instead of the battle bus, it's like the Lakitu cloud or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. That's how you do a Mario Battle Royale.
They can do it. They can do it.
Yeah.
Just rescan a game that already exists.
Exactly. It wouldn't be the first time. So, next up on the trailers, we got a game called Spinch. The world of Spinch has been crafted and brought to life by talented award-winning Canadian cartoonist Jesse Jacobs, known for his precise and detailed line work in combination with bold and simple palettes. So,
here we go.
Here we go.
This is a Spinch. This is the ecosystem.
How much drugs was consumed in the making of this?
And these are the babies.
And these are my babies.
I
mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm digging how colorful it is.
Oh, for sure. It's very colorful.
Their babies taste delicious.
Wow.
Literally eating babies.
Welcome to Nintendo. Welcome to Spinch the game. Where you eat babies.
Out now. Okay.
So, made with a game maker. Okay, after seeing that trailer, is that enough to convince you to get Spinch?
It's enough to make me never want to do acid.
The drugs are bad, okay? I wouldn't buy it, but I would if Infu or you, Wes, had it on Switch and were like, "Hey, it's multiplayer. You want to play?" I'd try it. Like if it was like you could join for free kind of thing.
Interesting. That's fair. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is not a trailer that did enough to show me enough about the actual game to make me be like, you know what? You got... This is your launch trailer. This isn't like, oh, we just started making this game and this is a preview. This is what we released. We want you to buy this game. So here's our best video to convince you in a couple minutes, which they did 57 minutes.
This is the ecosystem. These are my babies.
And then the babies are gone.
Delicious.
Yes.
Those are the 4 facts we learned in this trailer.
And now I do give them credit for eating babies, but that's not enough to sell me on your game. That's not quite the mixture to quite get the job done. So, our last trailer actually goes a little bit away from the Nintendo Switch. This is a game called Scavengers. The PvPvE competition shooter from a team of ex-Halo devs, scheduled to hit early access in early 2021. May contain content inappropriate for children.
Struck, it remade our world.
Also,
your mission today shall not be easy.
Okay.
You won't go alone.
The video was just actually not moving. Okay.
In fact, I'm sending many teams. Collect the data I need Take it if you must. Protect it if you can.
Protect it if you can. Maybe.
The storms that plague this world are dangerously cold. Warmth will be essential to your survival.
Another day in paradise.
Makes me think of the movie / TV show
I've
Snowpiercer.
located several sites.
Heard
of
about it.
current
Is it good?
investigation.
I've only seen the movie. Speaking of Chris Evans earlier, and the movie's great.
Keep your stamina up.
A little weird, but
Arm
good.
yourself and
A little weird
scavenge
ain't bad.
whatever supplies you may find.
That's what I'm talking about.
Looks like we've got competition.
Yeah, I outfight them, clearly. Easy. Outlast them, even easier.
Let's do that again sometime.
Scavengers. You can sign
Yeah,
up for
look-
playtests.
Looks pretty dope. If you like shooter style games, that looks like it could be some fun.
Yeah, if you're into shooters, this could definitely be like your cup of tea, man.
I like the idea of the PvPvE where it's like, hey, cool, like there's an enemy group of friends over there that are all playing together, but I need this camp more than they need this camp. So, but also the aliens or whatever those monsters are over there.
Yeah. You know, as it be.
Yeah, it could be cool. I'm intrigued. Officially intrigued. Good job, trailer.
How about you, Enthu?
I'm signing up for it right now.
Ooh.
Nice.
See, this is why I enjoy these trailers, because sometimes you bring a new thing to people, and they're like, wow, I'm gonna go sign up for it right now. I'll buy it right now. Heck yeah.
It intrigued me, and it's coming to Xbox. So.
And it's none of the Halo peeps. Ex-Halo peeps.
That's true. If you said you like the Halo stuff, so hopefully it's got that Halo flavor.
It give me vibes that mixed with it was like Borderlands mixed with Division 2, and I think that's what really stunk it in for me.
Yeah,
I did feel some Borderland vibes, I agree. I'm always down for some Borderland vibes in a shooter. I don't think that's a bad vibe to have. Maybe if you're burnt out on it, maybe, but you know. Well, I'd say that was a very successful run of trailers this week. I mean,
good selection.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, you know, Nintendo. I think you can sum up the 3 Mario trailers as, I'm not gonna say they did nothing, but let's not act like they actually made a new game.
It's true.
They basically rehashed old stuff, new coat of polish on it to make it look better in the first one. In the second one, you took a same concept, probably minimal changes, and put it in a different environment. And in the third one, you took an already existing concept, and now you made it a multiplayer battle royale type thing, which probably was the most work of the 3.
It's true. Yeah, technically no fully new game.
But it got a lot of buzz. So, hey.
You know, I take that back just because they did have Spinch. Yeah,
that's true. Outside of the Mario.
Unique. That
Spinch was definitely a unique thing. It ate babies. Just what you want. When I think of a game and what qualities make me really want to buy the game, I think of eating babies.
I mean, if that's not your first checkbox, are you even a gamer?
Exactly. 100%. So, accelerometer data accessible by iOS and the Android apps without user permission can reveal. Keep in mind, that is in most smartphones nowadays. It is 100% in this phone. For example, I have a Android Samsung Galaxy A50. 100% in my phone. And it can reveal user health condition, body features, age, sex, emotional state, biometrics, driving style, smoking behavior, intoxication, text typed on the touch screen, and location, even with GPS disabled. And there's a whole PDF about it, but that pretty much summed up like the bulk of the notable things. They titled it very well to just give you what you want to see.
What do I need to know in a sentence?
Well, what you want to know in a sentence, that pretty much your accelerometer has a lot of fucking data on you, bro. Now, here's the thing. Do you think if they have the capability to get this data from you, should they at least, because they're going to do it anyway, let's not act like they're just going to be like, oh, you caught me, we're going to stop now. Should they at least let you see the data?
Yeah. To that question, 100%. Yeah, they'd be like, hey, just so you know, if you use this phone or don't somehow deactivate the accelerometer, if you even can, this is the info that's being reported. Like, absolutely they should. And you know what? Maybe they do, because I don't know who reads terms of services when we install new things or buy new products. We just scroll down and hit I agree, usually.
Billup's not here anymore, but back when I was streaming in like the first month or so, I don't know if Axel was there for that stream, but it was the first time I was going to stream, no, it wasn't the first time on the PS4, but it was one of the times, I think it was Spyro, that I had the download and such, and it made me go online and such, because I hadn't put it online, because, for context, until November of last year, I had not lived somewhere with actual, like, full-on internet for the past, like, 9 years.
Dang.
So, yeah. So, it was, they opened a terms of service, and this was on stream, so I'm like, you know what? You want to see me read it? I read it for a good 15, 20 minutes until someone came in and said, please stop. Please.
Bruh.
Please stop. And Bella was so disappointed. He wanted me to read it all. And I was going to read it all. Like, I was 100%. You can't try me. I will read that whole thing. And, like, keep in mind, we read it for a solid 15, 20 minutes. We were not even, like, a sixth of the way done. That thing goes long and long and long.
With these full computer programs and phone apps and stuff, like, I can't even imagine how long it would take to fully read everything.
And keep in mind, there was nothing actually, like, interesting in the portion we read yet, because, you know, they're not going to keep the interesting stuff at the top. You got to go on page 954, column A, section B, number 642 if you want the interesting stuff. So, I mean, you can try and read the terms and conditions all your life, but you're going to be reading for a long time. So yeah, your accelerometer has a lot of data on you, so I guess that's lovely.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those where I'll have to look at the PDF and see, like, how do they prove that? Because if we just take that as face value as true, that's terrifying.
True. So, Silk could soon be the next Marvel character to get her own TV series. Now, Variety, who's the one that reported on this, has learned that Sony, which controls the right to the Spider-Man universe, is developing a live-action series centered on Silk. Lauren Move is in talks to write. Like Silk, Moon is Korean-American. Her past credits include the Freeform series Good Trouble and the Netflix series Atypical. You got some executive producers, and, you know, the character Silk's real name is Cindy Moon, a Korean-American classmate of Peter Parker's. She was first introduced in the comic books in The Amazing Spider-Man #1 in 2014. Like Parker, she's bitten by a radioactive spider, which gives her the ability to move at incredible speed, shoot webs out of her fingertips, and possess an advanced spider sense known as Silk Sense. Should the project move forward, it would be the latest in a growing line of Marvel live-action streaming shows. You know? So, do we know much about Silk before? Or do we need more details on who Silk is? Do we know who she is?
I know of the character. I don't know anything about her. I have not seen or read any materials on her.
How about you, Info?
Never even heard of her. But I mean, I really, really want to know just exactly what the fuck is going on in this specific universe to allow so many of these spiders that are able to bite these people and give them powers like this. Like, who the fuck is making these things?
I'm curious because it's a Sony property that maybe they're tying it into the Spider-Verse, because like with that movie they tied in the like in potentially infinite dimensions of spider people, so maybe they pull her out of that kind of a reality. Yeah, I'm curious if they're canonizing multiple Spider-Men in a single, or Spider-Men or women in a single cinematic movie, like real or live action, or if this will be like, nope, she's the only one.
Yeah. Donna? I don't know much about this character at all because my Spider-Man knowledge comes simple. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 back then. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then the Spider-Man movies now. Plus, let's not just go movies. I played Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, and Spider-Man Friend or Foe on the PS2. That's my Spider-Man knowledge. And Silk, not in any of that. Well, technically, Silk is apparently the Cindy Moon is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. But
they just mentioned it. She was in Homecoming.
Yes, but that wasn't an actual thing you would have known. Like, you would have had to been paying mega attention to know that.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. I'll have to rewatch it because I don't recall that name.
And I don't remember the face of Tiffany Espenson, who apparently played it, and was apparently in Infinity War as well. She's been in Homecoming and Infinity War. I do not.
I mean, they do show the school or all the students. No, because Infinity War, she must have been on the bus. Because Infinity War is when
probably yes.
Yeah, like he jumps out of the bus to go onto the spaceship, and then
that's a very highly likely scenario.
But one last note on that, I am very excited though. The producers, it said Miller and Lord. I love them. They are great. I love them ever since. There's a phenomenal cartoon, if you haven't watched it, called Clone High.
I feel like I've heard of it. What is it?
It is about this high school created by like a league of evil scientists and shadowy government figures, and they have cloned a bunch of famous people throughout history. And they started as a baby. They made clone babies, and now the babies are all teenagers and they're all in high school together. So you have Abraham Lincoln and Joan of Arc and Cleopatra and Genghis Khan and Gandhi and just a bunch of famous people throughout history in high school together. And it is hilarious. And I believe it is their work on that got them the Lego movies.
Ooh.
So
the Lego movies are always a fascinating thing to me, to see how Legos have progressed over the years. Like, that's such a fascinating thing to look at. Like, even if I don't watch the movies, like, the games have advanced, the movies, there's shows. It's just expanded.
The Lego universe is ridiculous.
Yeah, the Lego universe from when I was a kid to now is just wow.
From here's a box of colored bricks to now there's video games, movies, TV shows. My roommate was just telling me, because we were talking about certain Lego things, they've partnered with Adidas to come out with Lego shoes. So yeah, they're all over the place now.
Wow. That.
But look at this sad elephant. What's happening here?
So, we have this elephant, which I'm going to put on screen in a moment. If, there you go. Beautiful. So you have this elephant right here that, is apparently the world's loneliest elephant. Who, you know, poor elephant, just not having the best time. I wonder what's up. Why does he have a stick? It's to feed it, right? That's the purpose of what's in his hand. The person.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming that's food. Yeah.
I I have to hope that's food.
Or is that a big? It might be like a giant bamboo shoot or something.
I hope that's food for this poor elephant, because apparently.
Why is he so lonely?
So, if I can get back to the actual article, which apparently is going to take some effort. The world's loneliest elephant, an elephant who has become a cause. I don't know what that word is, but apparently it's something for animal rights activists around the world, will be allowed to leave the Pakistani zoo and transferred to better conditions. The animal welfare group helping with this case said Saturday, dubbed the world's loneliest elephant by his supporters. Kavan has languished at a zoo in the Pakistan capital of Islamabad for more than 35 years. A spokesperson for Four Paws said the elephant has been finally given medical approval to travel, most likely to Cambodia, where he will find companionship and better conditions. The overweight elephant Kavan underwent a full medical examination at the zoo on Friday. In May, Pakistan's High Court ordered this zoo closed because of its abysmal conditions blamed on systematic negligence. Good lord, words. Rescuing Kavan from the zoo's dire conditions attracted the attention of animal activists around the world, and celebrities, including U.S. singer Cher, who lobbied for his relocation. Unfortunately, the rescue comes too late for 2 lions that died during an attempted transfer at the end of July after local animal handlers set a fire in the enclosure to force them into the transport crates. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's messed up.
What? He said Four Paws was invited by the Islamabad Wildlife Management Board to safely transfer the remaining animals in the zoo. Kavan has until now been forced to live a solitary life in a small enclosure. Friday's medical examination showed the elephant was overweight, even as he's shown signs of malnutrition. His nails were cracked and overgrown, apparently from years of living in an improper enclosure with flooring that damaged his feet.
What a sad story.
I know, right?
I mean, with a happy ending, hopefully, that he now gets to escape this life and meet other elephants.
Exactly. This poor elephant that did absolutely nothing to anybody is finally going to get to just live its own. Nice. Find a companion. Hopefully find somebody to really make that connection with. This elephant's going to have a great 2021.
Good, bright, hopefully bright, happy future. But man, what a sad story originally.
Zoos are an interesting topic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this idea that you keep animals in a specific area and then you have people buy their way to see these said animals, I feel like that on many levels is wrong. But I feel like we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, there's the, and I know not a lot of people have access to this, and that's why zoos exist, but I've seen the kind of like the reverse zoo where it's the humans are in a caged vehicle in like a safari, and you drive around stuck in the cage, and the lions come up to the car, and the birds fly around, and you know the ostrich runs by, and it's like that's the way to do it.
Heck yeah. Sometimes you just gotta find it. Also, shout out to the New York Times for having banners across advertisement, across all that fucking bullshit. Every week we come across these websites, because I don't actually check what websites we're going to, because I like the surprise. And then the moment they do something wrong, I always chastise them on the podcast, because people should know these things. So, going from an elephant to a turtle with a permanent smile was brought back
Cute
from
little
near
guy.
extinct. Exactly. How can you hate on a turtle with a permanent smile?
That is one of the most adorable creatures ever.
What were you gonna say, Infu?
Oh, I said, how could you hate turtles, period? They're so cute.
I know, right? Scientists have rebuilt the population of Burmese roofed turtles to nearly 1,000 individuals and counting. So, a giant Asian river turtle whose bug-eyed face is naturally set in a goofy grin. They have cause for celebration. Just 20 years ago, the species was presumed extinct. But after rediscovering a handful of surviving animals, scientists have grown the population to nearly 1,000. We came so close to using them. If we didn't intervene when we did, the turtles would have been gone. Turtle and tortoises face one of the highest extinction risks of any animal group, with more than half the planet's 360 species listed as threatened. The crisis is most acute for Asian species, which are pummeled by both habitat loss and high levels of hunting for food, medicine, and the pet trade. The Burmese roof turtle is among the species that has faced this toll. The turtles once basked in the hundreds at the mouth of the Irrawaddy River, south of Yangon, Myanmar's largest city, with a range stretching all the way to Bamo in the country north. Females, which grow significantly larger than males, can exceed the size of a steering wheel. Wow. Sometimes you just need a turtle that's bigger than a steering wheel. While males undergo a dramatic breeding season color transformation that causes their usually green heads to turn a bright chartreuse yellow with bold black markings. By the mid-20th century, intensified fishing pressure and indiscriminate trapping techniques were killing many adult turtles, while overharvesting of eggs prevented the population from replenishing itself. For decades, though, Western scientists had no idea how the species was faring because the country's borders were closed to foreigners. So, you know, you got some of these turtles that, you know, they were on the way to being extinct, but we're bringing them back. We're keeping them good. Always smiling. Look at them. They just always smiling.
Yeah, those are pretty adorable.
100%.
But hopefully, you know, that's part of the equation is like, okay, cool, the numbers are back up, but...
can you sustain it?
Yeah, hopefully they can protect them from being fished and caught and, you know, once they're back out in the wild.
Yeah, for sure. So, going from elephants to turtles, now we're going to talk about the young adult human population. Did you know that 52% of young adults in the U.S. are living with their parents? That is the highest share since the Great Depression. So, we have some statistical things. Living with a parent refers to those who are residing with at least one parent in the household. And it goes from the 1990 even further back to 1900. And, you know, the Pew Research Center apparently does a lot of stuff. So, apparently the percentage went as low as like 29 back in the 1960s. Apparently, at least a fourth, if not more, of people, young adults, live at home with their parents, which...
yeah,
I mean,
as an 18 to 29-year-old. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't blame anybody, like, especially in our current environment with no jobs and pandemic, and I don't know. It is a rough time for many, many, many people in the country right now.
This is true. This is very true. So, to put that in perspective, for example, I'm 22. I live with a parent. And Fu, 1,000 years old, also lives with a parent.
300, but you're correct.
True, true. Are you one of the people that do not? Or back in your day?
I don't live with my parents, but I do live with roommates. So I could not in any way, shape, or form live on my own. I could not afford that. I could not... I do not have the means to do that. But yes, I have, ever since not living with my parents, have had at least 2 roommates, if not more, in order to afford rent and utilities and things. At the most, I lived in a house once where there was 7 of us, and that was it was good for a bit, but you know, you're living with 7 people that are not your family, or you know, so it just depends on the group dynamic and what the economy is at the time. Because yeah, especially in, I don't know what it's like in Alabama and North Carolina, but Los Angeles has ridiculously high rent. Like what my roommates and I pay for this 3-bedroom apartment is what in some areas is like you know, a mortgage on a very large house.
I guess welcome to California.
Yep.
That's always the thing I hear about California. The rent's insane.
Yep. Yeah, it's nuts. Like you'll hear, even I grew up in Las Vegas, and even just to the difference between Vegas and LA, what we're paying now, a friend in Vegas has like a 5-bedroom, 2-story house with a huge backyard, and it's like, oh, cool, cool.
Now, I definitely agree, though, especially in this day and age. I feel like this idea, this old school mentality of, oh, you're 18, it's time to go out in the world for yourself. That's just not a reasonable thing.
Not at all.
Yeah. You're just sending people out to suffer at that point. For most people. Yeah. There are exceptions, obviously, but for the majority of people, especially like early, graduate high school, early 20s, probably mid 20s, potentially later, depending on your situation.
Yeah, it's forgive me if I say this wrong. Axel Sky. Axel Sky says, "Going to stay with my parents until I have enough money to move out safely without getting my ass in debt." That's really smart. If your family is cool with that and allowing you to stay, by all means do that, because debt sucks.
He actually likes being called as Digi, so if you just call him Digi, he'd appreciate that more.
Dude, I was 100% going to say that. I was sitting here just waiting for him to get done, and as soon as he finished, I was going to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, just go ahead and call him Digi. He likes that better.
Got it. Forgive me, Digi. I apologize.
Hey, sometimes people just... You got to call them by their name. Digi's his name.
Uh-oh. And if I'm being trolled in any way, I apologize. I don't know what anybody wants. I got a goddamn it from him.
Bullied.
Why you gotta bully people?
Yeah, Digi, it's not cool to bully people.
Yeah, it's not cool. I'm 100% blaming Wes. Hey now. If it wasn't me, it was gonna be Imfu. I just hit the trigger better.
Yeah, it was 100% going to be me if Wes didn't say something.
It was inevitable.
Well, you let me know. You tell me how to phonetically spell out whatever you would like me to call you, and I will call you that. But yeah, please avoid debt. And I think there was a study recently that's like for minimum wage workers, which I would assume a majority of people fresh out of school would get because it's an entry-level job. It's, whatever. Like people on minimum wage cannot afford rent in any state.
Nope.
Like there isn't a single state in America where a minimum wage worker can pay for rent with a full-time minimum wage job, which is insane.
This is true. So
I don't pretend to know anything about economics, but that shouldn't be the case.
It's interesting. I definitely feel like, I don't know. I don't think there's an age anymore where you can just kick people out and be like, you got to make it on your own, man. Like,
yeah.
There's one thing if, like, they're actively not doing anything to change that situation.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Or not helping provide, if that becomes like, hey, you're an adult now, like, maybe you can get a job to help pay the mortgage or the rent or groceries or whatever the communal needs are.
If you're at least trying.
Yeah.
It's all about the effort made.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's not monetary and it's just the like, because, I've seen these people where it's like just help around the house. Like, even if it's not your, if you weren't given chores as a kid, help out around the house, do the dishes, mow the lawn if you have a lawn, take out the trash. Like, there are a couple people that I've experienced that just, they literally do nothing. So that's where it can get tough.
Pat, I'd like to pitch you my idea from last week on the podcast that nobody else seemed to like. Like, I feel like we should get rid of grass completely. And so my pitch is to, get weed killer, kill all the grass, and then you can just put some synthetic fake grass in place if you really want it to be green. Easy.
In terms of like housing and stuff, sure. But I'm also, I grew up in Vegas where desert landscaping was a big thing. because we are in a desert. So why are we wasting all of our water and supplies on grass that's going to die in the sun anyway?
Yep.
So a lot of the neighborhoods that I experienced growing up were rocks, like rocks and cactus, and it's like still looks good. And yes, some houses that if you were a little more wealthy, they had AstroTurf and looked great.
That was the argument against me last week, as we had to go into a discussion of how much it cost. And it's so high.
I mean, I assume it's ridiculously expensive.
It's ridiculously expensive, yes.
I don't know how to maintain it either. Like, is it literally just you can hose it off and it's clean, or? I mean, if a dog comes up and pees on your AstroTurf, like, is it, how does that work?
It grows into an attack vine and it hits the dog, for being honest.
That's so expensive. All the self-defense vines.
Poison ivy actually controls it.
Just gotta be on our good side.
Exactly. So, skip kissing and consider wearing a mask when having sex to protect yourself from catching the coronavirus. Canada's chief medical officer said on Wednesday, adding that going solo remains the lowest risk sexual option in a pandemic. Dr. Teresa Tam said in a statement there is little chance of catching COVID-19 from semen or vaginal fluid, but sexual activity with new partners does increase the risk of contracting the virus, particularly if there is close contact, like kissing. Like other activities during COVID-19 that involves physical closeness, there are some things you can do to minimize the risk of getting infected and spreading the virus. Skip kissing, avoid face-to-face closeness, wear a mask that covers your face and nose, and monitor yourself and your partner for symptoms ahead of any sexual activity. The lowest risk sexual activity during COVID-19 involves yourself alone, she added. Sexual health is an important part of overall health, Tam said, and by taking precautions, Canadians can find ways to enjoy physical intimacy while safeguarding the progress we've all made. So, I just thought this was I cannot imagine having our president, Donald Trump, just come out and have one of his people be like, you know, guys, listen, just put a mask on when you go have sex. I can't even imagine it.
I mean, not to dabble too far into political territory for you guys, but we live in a country where wearing a mask and washing your hands and don't go to the beach is like impossible to follow for a lot of people. So I can't imagine anybody would follow this. Like, the majority of Americans would just laugh at this. And I mean, and the idea of it seems pretty funny. Like,
it is very amusing to have someone in Canada be like, listen guys, I get it. I know you're still going to do it. That's fine. Just take these small precautions. You don't.
I would hope that if you are in an intimate relationship with someone, that you are already taking those kind of precautions generally and wouldn't need to worry about this because you're probably quarantined together. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. It seems weird where it's like, hey, I feel like sexual activity seems so much farther beyond just walking around in the general world where like you need to wear a mask for protection, that like, I don't know. It seems like you would still catch it even if you wore a mask.
I mean,
during those activities, but I'm not a medical professional, so
I'm gonna need this Canadian doctor to list all the actions and what is the lowest to highest risk. I'm gonna need the biggest details on every single thing, so we can find out truly what is safe.
I'm just picturing those, like, the moments you see in like movies or shows or whatever, and of course real life, but where it's like did you bring protection? And then, he pulls out a condom and they're like, no, I mean this. And then they put on the mask. And then it's just this like dramatic attempt at a sexy scene with masks.
That would be great. That's good advertising.
But not to make fun of mask wearing. Everybody should be wearing masks as much as possible if you're in America, especially here in Los Angeles. But Yeah, that's a weird article, and yeah, an odd statement to have to make for somebody.
It was so hilarious to me. I just had to include it. Like, I mean, at least someone's talking about it, I guess.
You know, they have your health and safety in mind. That's at the end of the day, they're just trying to keep everyone healthy.
So, we're going to go with an 8th grade social studies assignment that was pulled after criticism from a police group and the governor of Texas. So, before we go into it, before I reveal what it is, what do you think it could be? What 8th grade social studies assignment would get pulled after criticism from the police and the governor of Texas?
8th grade. What the hell are we studying in 8th grade?
They teach them how to mug young.
Fair.
Man, assignment pulled after criticism from police and the governor.
Maybe they were teaching them how to reload faster.
Damn.
Maybe some sort of like social media recording. Like I don't know how I'm saying, but like some sort of filming project. Like, hey, it's cool to like, you know, take a video of your surroundings and always make sure you're in a safe spot. And if anybody's in trouble, maybe take record of it. So there's proof. I don't know. I'm going to guess something to do with video.
All right, so your guess, Pat's guess is going to be with video. How about you, Info? What's your prediction?
That's a good question. Honestly, I have no idea. If you have to get the police involved and the fucking governor, it's definitely not good, at the least.
So, Pat thinks it's a video. You think it's not good.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's good. I don't know what it could pertain to, but it definitely isn't good.
All right. So, Texas governor are denouncing a social studies assignment that included political cartoons depicting the treatment of black people in American history. One of the cartoons depicts 5 scenes of African American men lying on the ground with their hands shackled or tied behind their back. First with a white slave trader's knee on their neck, then a slave owner in the same position, a hooded Ku Klux Klan member, a sheriff from the Jim Crow era, and then what appears to be a rendering, a former Minneapolis police officer, and then whatever that guy's name is, with his knee on George Floyd's neck. So, throughout the scenes, the black man says he cannot breathe, and the National Fraternal Order of Police sent a letter to the superintendent on August 19th denouncing the assignment, saying it compared police officers to slave owners and the KKK, which, to be fair, it did. It asked the district to withdraw the assignment and issue an apology to the parents. I cannot begin to tell you how abhorrent and disturbing this comparison is. What is more disturbing is that no adult within your school thought better before sending this assignment to children. Abbott called for the teacher who gave the assignment to be fired and asked for an investigation by the Texas Education Agency. A teacher in a Texas public school comparing police officers to the KKK is beyond unacceptable, the governor tweeted. It's the opposite of what must be taught. The written instructions for the assignment included a discussion about the First Amendment giving Americans the right to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, and the right to peacefully assemble. It noted some of the violent protests have taken place across the U.S. over the summer. In the midst of the protests, others say the violence is instigated by outside extremist groups, It asked students to use their prior knowledge and online research to describe the role of protests in a democracy and asked them if protests could lead to real change in America's treatment of black and brown people. It also asked what the cartoon said about U.S. history and the death of Floyd. So, obviously you had people on both sides of this equation. Where do you stand? Do you think that this was an okay assignment, or do you think it should not have been done?
I think I was right. That's fucked up.
And what about it? Like in terms of like using the imagery in the assignment, having the assignment at all, or
all of it?
How the teachers handled it, how the police handled it, how the governor handled it.
I mean, the whole situation's wild, my man. Like, I couldn't fathom with all the stuff going on in today's time, like with everything that's just going on around the U.S., that someone could realistically like look at this and think that it's okay. It's just, it's not.
I'm torn. I think teachers should 100% be able to talk about these issues with students.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it depends. We aren't being told what all the homework and assignments and stuff were like. So was it just that this image was presented in it? Because like those are political cartoons. The kids can find them. They're out there. It's not like they were created for this assignment. It's, so I don't know. I don't know what the gave a homework assignment comparing. I would just hope if I was the cops in this situation, I would have tried to tell the kids or get the kids to think in a way of like, well, do you like as an opportunity to be like, yeah, hold us accountable. Like, even if you're a cop or someone that's pro cop and in the the current climate, it's like, hey, it is just like hold us accountable. Like if you can tell the kids, look, this if you feel this cartoon is inaccurate and wrong, then show them that you're the good guy. Show them that you're the good cop and able to do well. I don't know. This is a very touchy subject. Because that kind of stuff and comparisons have been made. There's a lot of we're being shown not I don't know. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully.
You're walking a delicate tightrope, and you're trying not to fall.
Yeah, but we've seen in the last months and year or so the many bad examples of law enforcement and those bad apples not being held accountable for those actions, and that's really hard to see. So this is that whole debate between are all cops bad? I don't think the humans behind the badge are all bad, but I do think that there is some problems with the way the system has been built, and I don't know how to express that as a teacher to your students in a critical thinking way where they can form their own opinions and get accurate information.
That's kind of my thing. I feel like you should absolutely in these social studies classes be teaching critical thinking. 100%. You need to have these critical thinking assignments. Now, this example, police did not take kindly to being compared to the KKK. Now, here's my thing. Keep in mind this 8th graders. So what you're doing is you're trying to get someone fired for this assignment. Therefore, you're just banning this critical thinking idea. I don't think that's the right move, even if you think the comparison is bad, which, whatever. All cops are not bad, all cops are not good. There's always going to be a middle ground there. But the right move, in my opinion, was to show kids why you're not like the KKK, why you're not like slave owners, why you're not like insert this or insert that.
Right. Like
and if the lines are that blurred that people can't tell, You have bigger problems in this assignment.
Yes, that's 100% what you just said, because it's the like, if kids can't take this as a like, you know, an example of like, look, there are some bad dudes being cops out there, and it's up to, you know, we need to punish the bad ones because they give all the good ones a terrible name.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. You would hope that, yeah, it's just it's the coming in full force of like, nope, that's wrong. Fire the teacher. Get out of here. This is all like, ban it all. Like, because I don't know. I would think that as kids, you would be wondering like, I don't get it. Why is this being banned? Like, why is this a bad thing? Like, it would only make them look into it more.
And it's only going to make the police look worse.
Yeah, and it makes them look way more reactionary than like, oh, hey, look. It's a shame that you feel that way, but come take a tour down at the, you know, at the station. We'll show you a day in our life, or
field trip.
I don't know. Very, very touchy subject.
100%.
I think in the current climate, at least for me, and I will fully admit I'm a California liberal, so it's the you know, people need to be held accountable for things that they do. And it's, you know, if you are someone that swore to uphold the law and protect people, you should do that. And not, I don't know. It's tough. I don't want to step on either of your toes. I don't know your guys' beliefs. I don't know anybody in chat's beliefs, but I think people are out there trying to fight the good fight right now, just trying to do good by everybody. So yeah. I wish there wasn't as much strife about it.
Agreed. Any final thoughts, Info?
Nope.
All right, so our last topic of the stream. Florida man orders 3, not 1, not 2, 3 double cheeseburgers, refuses to leave the drive-thru lane and pulls a Karen, gets beaten up by Wendy's employee. Now, we have these Florida topics. We didn't have much this week, but we generally have these Florida topics. To get a grip into the Florida people. Because they're always great. A 22-year-old Florida woman is in custody Tuesday after deputies say she had tagged the customer while walking out of Wendy's. This person was the manager of the Wendy's fast food restaurant. Monday night, deputies were called to the restaurant for a burglary call, with dispatchers also reporting a fight. Deputies met the victim in a vehicle in the parking lot of the Wendy's, where he told authorities he was trying to place an order when this manager physically assaulted him. According to an incident report, the victim had pulled up to the drive-thru to order 3 double cheeseburgers. The employee at the drive-thru asked the customer to pull up to the parking spot as he prepared his order. When the victim asked why he needed to move, he told deputies the employee gave him a smart expletive answer. That's when the victim asked to speak with the manager, and deputies spoke with 2 employees who handled the victim's food order, saying they asked him to move forward. When questioned, they responded saying it was to make your food. The victim retorted saying, "Are you saying it's my fault?" According to the witness testimony outlined in the incident report. The woman working the drive-thru window then told him no, they would just need him to pull forward. Morgan overheard the conversation, said she would take care of delivering his order. The man did park in a spot and waited for his order. Martin brought it out to him a few minutes later, and as she's approached the car, the man started to explain the situation and what he deemed inconvenient service. Authorities said the man reported that the manager was less than pleasant and disregarded his concerns, prompting him to threaten to call Wendy's Corporation to report his dissatisfaction. At that time, the manager handed the victim his order, and according to the incident report, the 2 exchanged a few words before the manager struck the man through his open vehicle window. The report reads, the man was punched multiple times and scratched on the face, neck, and chest. During the confrontation, his gold chain, which is valued at $500, broke off, and a Miami Dolphins charm had fallen in between the seats of the car. The man told authorities the attack had gone on for multiple minutes, with the manager walking away at one point and returned to deliver more blows. For the second round of strikes, Morgan had keys in her hand while punching the customer and eventually threw them at his face. The incident report reads, deputies said the victim kept the keys and refused to give them back until law enforcement arrived. After speaking with the manager, they told law enforcement she never struck the customer, because clearly she had keys in her hand because she had to lock the manager's office as she stepped outside to deliver his order. She said the customer swept the keys from her hand after complaining about the employee at the drive-thru window, insulting both the employee and Martin with derogatory comments. Deputy said that the manager's account of the incident changed multiple times and the customer had visible but minor injuries to its face and neck. Record showing a 911 call that the manager said the customer swung at her first. He got mad as he was talking and he shoved me. He said, expletive you, and he shoved me, she said. She reiterated several times what she said. I'm the manager. I went out there to give him food. He said he had an issue with somebody in the window, so he took the food from me, and then he pushed me, and I had my keys in my hand because my office is locked, and then he took the keys from me, and now he won't give them back. Deputy determined the 22-year-old had battered the customer, and she was taken to the county jail, but has since been released on her own recognizance. It is unclear if the customer ever consumed his order. That's the best part of this whole article, the last line. It is unclear if the customer actually consumed the order.
All that trouble and just didn't get the meal.
Sometimes you just gotta get the food. Gotta get it.
Well, I mean, obviously you've got a little bit of anger issues if you're punching people through the window into their car, if it's not in some sort of self-defense
yes
thing. But
how
also,
realistic?
I mean, I don't know.
Like, imagine this: you're in your car, and like, keep in mind, being told to pull up while somebody else can get their food is not an uncommon thing. I've seen it so many times.
That's a fast food thing.
Yeah,
like
that's an actual thing. This is not an unusual thing. So keep in mind. Well, I do feel like this person took that a bit much. I don't. How do you? Okay, you're in the vehicle. You're in the driver's seat. Your window's open. Assume you have your seatbelt on because you legally should. How are you pushing somebody again in a way that requires them to punch you and scratch you? How does that work? Like, if you told me he got out of the car and he did like a boom and knocked you down, okay. But how are you gonna convince me that, like, okay, you're right here. You're like right there. I'm right here. I'm looking at you. I have my seatbelt on and I'm like, ugh. I can't even use this hand. It's like that. And the seatbelt would be restricting it. So how am I getting a proper push on you that invokes you physically assaulting in return? I'm having a hard time picturing that.
Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, Florida.
So. Florida person is the best. I love it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get maybe not getting physically, you know, altercation mad, but if they tell you to pull forward and you pull forward and a half hour goes by, it's like, okay, what the hell? Where's my hamburger? Like, you know, help me out here. You told me to move out of the way, and it doesn't take that long to cook fast food burgers. But
10 hours later.
Yeah, 2 hours later. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy and/or angry people in the world. So.
And so, who are you siding with? The customer, the manager?
I'm siding with Florida as a whole. I fucking love that state.
Florida's great.
Yeah,
I love that they're so open.
There isn't any winner in this situation.
Now, the true winner is who got to consume the food.
Well, the winner is the rest of us that get a little bit of entertainment out of this, I guess.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. Customer should have moved forward, and managers should not have punched. Like, they're both at fault in different ways.
I think you can say about most scenarios, don't punch.
Very rarely is that the answer.
Yeah, very rarely. And, you know, we have Florida topics every week when possible, and don't punch, kick. That would be even more impressive. Like, okay, back to this position.
Through the window to kick.
Yeah, you just get kicked. Now, it would be even great if she said that the customer had kicked her. Like, how do you manage that? You can barely get a push off. You can get one hand push. How do you get a kick? You're having to go, like, at a weird angle to get, like, up. without like hurting your leg on the door, that would be even more impressive.
That's fucking a last leg right there.
Exactly. Even then, like, you're gonna jam into that door. You have to really have some good accuracy to, on the fly, just kick out your window without hurting yourself.
Or breaking something in your car.
True. So, with that, Actor Pat, how did you feel about being on Back in the Shed, episode 85?
Well, I super appreciate you guys having me.
It was
you
a
guys
good
are
time.
You guys are stellar hosts, and chat's fun. And I want to give chat like 30 seconds here to guess more, but I want to guess your word on the whiteboard.
Do you?
If anybody's got any last minute guesses before I potentially steal it from you.
Well, I can say for a fact that Rose, she did go to bed. She texted me a little bit ago. She has gone to bed. And I'm not sure if Drew is still in the chat, but he doesn't do the word thing anyway. So as for anyone else, is that Cayman?
It is.
What the motherfuck? Hey, Cayman. What's
Don't
up?
my ears deceive?
You know, I don't think I actually ever told Cayman that I was a co-host on this podcast. I don't think I ever told him about that. I think it slipped my mind.
GG.
Well, exciting news for you, Cayman. You have many episodes that you can check out to hear more of the sultry tones of Infu.
Go
ahead, Wes.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, me and Cayman have been friends for, I want to say like 6, 7, 8, 9 something years. We've been friends a long time.
Yay, longtime friends.
Yay! So, do you want to guess a word?
I'm guessing the letters are C and G for the word cudgel.
Well, I can't give you specific letter corrections, but I can tell you that that word is not correct.
Ah, okay. I am wrong.
Do you have any other guesses?
Man, no, I thought I had it with cudgel, the little stick weapon thing.
Nice. This word, it's gonna go for a bit, I feel, you know? I mean, this word's technically been on the board for weeks now. So.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Sometimes a word just gets people going, other times the word doesn't get people going.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought this was like just like a weekly or episodic thing.
No, the word's up on every stream, you know, the tic-tac-toe on every stream, you know. I try to have fun with the whiteboard, and I'm open to new whiteboard ideas that I could do. I'm all for it.
I have no idea.
I prefer the idea to be like good interactive, like, you know, guessing letters or actually playing a game of tic-tac-toe. Can't stop me at tic-tac-toe. I'm undefeated 0-0 on stream.
Are you the O or the X on that top
I'm the
board?
X. They went first. Okay. Here's my thing. Anytime we start a new game, you can pick what you want to be, and you can go first if you want to go first. If you want me to go first, I'll go first. These are all options to you. I play by your initial rules, and then we'll go at it. I'm in it to win it.
Well, hey, that's the way you got to play. That's the way you got to play. If you're not, why are you even playing?
Exactly. You can't just let viewers run over you and win every time. No, you got to beat me. I'm a tic-tac-toe Wesocratic champion.
Yeah, but no, thank you guys immensely for having me on and letting me be a part of Back in the Shed. This has been fun. I'm super excited for Mario 3D All-Stars. I can't remember the shooter game, Scavengers. I hope that Infu, I hope you get in on the beta because that looks pretty dope. What else? Florida is always delightful as ever.
Of course.
And if you eat your pizza upside down, stop doing that. What are you doing?
100%. I thought you did a great job.
I hope I was. Oh, thank you. I apologize if I talked too much or talked over either of you because you're both wonderful hosts.
I prefer a guest that is assertive.
Well, I'm glad. Chad, I hope this was a modicum amount of entertaining for you, whether you're watching this now or in the future. And
on YouTube, hopefully in the next couple of days.
Thank you for the shout out on the. You can follow my Twitch channel and Instagram and stuff there. Moobot posted. Hey, Sharvana, welcome to the. I don't know if you've been lurking, but we're just about to finish up.
Hi, Sharvana.
But yeah, on Twitch, I'm primarily at the moment a Zelda streamer. I do a little bit of variety, but we're also raising money for 4 charities.
Ooh,
you can check those out there if you want. I won't go into too many details because, again, some are of a political nature. So if you want to check them out, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But I do try to support what I can. Not to be too crazy. Edit this out if you need to, Wes. But just on that topic, try to support Black Lives Matter type things. We got some charity going to the Bail Project right now, so that's cool if you want to help out. If not, just enjoy the video games. Just enjoy the games. But
Drew's gonna be there for The Legend of Zelda.
Woo!
Confirmed.
Thank you, Drewski.
Oh yeah.
I took it as a personal challenge when Infu said that you are one of, if not the most biggest Zelda fan he knows. So now I have to.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I have to learn more from Drewski because if he's played them all, he or she has played them all. You're ahead of me. There are actually a few Zeldas I haven't touched yet. So.
Ooh, but soon you'll accomplish them all.
Soon.
And then you'll be the Zelda master.
Start challenging Drewski for the title.
Heck yeah.
So, coming for your championship belt.
He has, but I'm pretty sure he even has Zelda tattoos, as I recall, because he does have anime and other video game tattoos on him. But I'm like, I want to 99% like be sure here that he does have Zelda tattoos as well. And I want to say he's also played all of them. Like, dude loves Zelda so much.
That's badass, and I love it. And actually, the one of the things for me is if I do successfully beat the entire Zelda catalog, I want to get a Triforce tattoo somewhere. So,
you know how you beat him? You gotta find a way to voice act or act in some Zelda property.
That would be amazing.
Do it.
Even if it's just, hey, can you be the guy that just grunts once or twice as Link?
Hey. Hey, that's a valuable role. Think about how many times you hear that grunt.
Yeah, 1,000 times.
That could be you.
1,000 times. That's funny. You have the CDI. I don't know if I'll touch that. I will gladly take that bullet for you, Drewski. It's a-okay if you never play those. You're still a Zelda master if you don't touch those. You're probably healthier and saner for not.
Heck yeah.
But yes, Wes, Infu, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys for having me on. And if you are one of them, so you do have some potential people to scout if you're interested.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. That will end Back in the Shed episode 85 next week. New guest, maybe? Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. Just being honest, I have no idea. Philip's not here to give me the details. He may have told me already, but don't remember. So I got nothing. But I'm sure next episode will be good. And you should absolutely check out ActorPat wherever you want on Twitch, Instagram. He has a Twitter. He has a YouTube. Find him.
Yeah, I'm out there.
He's
if
out
you
there.
want.
Yeah.
If you want. But yeah, thank you again.
Goodbye, everyone.